crosses Officer, and we're underway in the first quarter. Kapanki flew early, but it was one down by Officer, who will look to try and get the first centre clearance, but they're not going to be able to do so. Carasoni got it back to Kapanki. Here's the first centre clearance for Emerald. Kick inside forward 50 is a good one. And the mark is taken on that occasion there by Harvey Sewers, who kicks into the pocket, looking for Jake Petter, who started forward. Has he got it? No, he couldn't quite snaffle it in the end. Here is the playing coach, David Johnson. And umpire has found a stoppage, I believe. Yep. So going up the ruck on this occasion, Kai Davies for the Bombers. He was unable to win the tap, but here's an opportunity. Kick towards goal, well and truly offline. And will trickle over and out. So Bandry throw in now inside forward 50 for Emerald. Pretty scrambly start, it has to be said. So Bandry throw in. I think Davies will go up again for the Bombers. So deep inside Emerald's forward 50, early days, only a minute into this first quarter. Up it goes. In fact, it's Johnson in the ruck. The tap was won, though, from the back there by Ryan Hutton. And now Officer look to try and exit their defensive 50, but they're unable to do so. Here is Seskets, gets the kick away just in time. Oh, gee, the mark probably could have been taken there on that occasion. That was by Johnson. We decided to punch it away. Kick towards goal is home! And Emerald have got the first. Perfect start. We'll figure out who it is in a moment.
Jake Petter, I think it was, Aiden.
Yeah, so he got the handball over the top from Ben Lewis, but I'm just trying to gather who received the handball. But we'll go with what you said.
I think it was Ben Lewis who kicked it there?
No, Ben Lewis gave the handball over the top.
Yeah.
It's hard to miss the long blonde hair.
Yeah, no, that's it. Maybe it is Jake Petter. He's got the long sleeves on.
If he's got the long sleeves on, that's who it is.
Okay, yeah, well, we'll back it in then. So Jake Petter with the first goal. Oh, match of the round action here.
It all happened in a flash, that.
It did happen very quickly. Well, one moment, Officer had the ball at half back, and then they turned the ball over, and it was very quick. So good start for the Bombers. That'll give them plenty of confidence. So once again, back in the middle, Kapanki flew early. This time he did win the tap. Good strong tackle is laid, and the umpire's going to penalise for holding the ball. So Officer will get a centre clearance here. Recipient of the free kick is Kyle Gaines. Goes out wide. That should work out in the end. Ball currently under the agency of Nathan Allen. Kicks to about half forward, and he's found Seedsman, who might have a look at goal here. Pretty tricky spot to kick from, though. Arcs of about 45 here at Chandler Recreation Reserve, and he's tucked in on the boundary line, but we will get a pretty good look at this one. So Mark Seedsman, can he get the instant response here for the Kangaroos? It looks like he is going to back himself in. Should suit his right boot, and he comes to get one back for the Kangaroos. Start to the left, it's coming back, and he's got it. What a kick from Mark Seedsman. He's absolutely dobbed it from the boundary line. Scores a level early days in the match of the round. 1 goal straight apiece.
That was a very good kick, actually. With the right boot, started in the left pocket. Started very left and then worked its way all the way back in. It was very close to the post, mind you. Goal umpire moved a fair bit, but very well executed kick from Seedsman there.
And that's exactly what the Kangaroos want to see from their big full forward. Nice, accurate kick from a tough angle.
Kicked 2 last week as well.
Yep, there we go. So back in the middle, and it is Kapanki. Back in the ruck once again for Emerald.
So the ball's thrown up in the middle of the ground. Kapanki wins that tap down as Emerald look to try and go forward again through Wadsworth. Now the ball's at the bottom of the pack. Bit of a scram, and probably something we're going to see a lot today with the wetter conditions here in Melbourne. Now the ball's still at the bottom of the pack, trying to get a handball out here. Now they do. They get a handball, Emerald, and they move it through Donadell. But they've tackled straight away, so it's on the far side of the wing now.
Here's a welcome inclusion to this side, Trent Jordan Donadell, part of their 2023 Premiership side.
Yeah, so they move it over. Yeah, so he came over from Upper Furchin Gully back from there. So tap down one there. Now they can go. Donadell now, ball in hand. Kick down the wing, scrubby little kick. Yeah, get it out the back, and they get to size. No, ball's still at the bottom of the pack on the far side of the ground. They're trying to keep it in play here. What's the umpire going to say? He's going to ask for the ball to board up. So a bit of a scrappy start of my call. Good, Aiden's call, very free-flowing goal sign. Yeah, welcome back, Trent. Now the ball's thrown back up, tapped down, and they move it here. The ball's going to go over the boundary line. Helped over the line there by Josh Webb. So the ball ready to be thrown back into play here. So Kapanki versus Gaines. Kapanki wins that tap down. Trying to get it Sewers, but unable to take it cleanly. Now they try and run through here. It's probably going to be holding the ball this, I reckon. Yes, and the umpire agrees. That was against Donadell. So now Snooks off half back goes wide. Now they bring it up the wing. Can the mark be taken? Yes, it can. So now in the hands of Quash. Has a look. Tries to direct the traffic, but then opts to just go short over the top. So they're edging close to their forward line, back to Quash. Now they link up for a couple, 1-2, but unable to take it cleanly. Now they turn around, put a boot on ball, send it to half forward, picking it up nicely and spinning out of traffic there was Lockie Ward. But it's going to be a boundary throw in.
Yep.
At the top of the 50 here for Officer. The ruckman getting to position there, Kapanki. Doesn't look like... No, Gaines comes from the side. I couldn't see him for a second as the other ruckman. Now they go through Little. Little gets a handball over the top. It's going to get a push in the back free kick. It's going to come back to Ward. So Ward goes wide. See something he likes wide. Now they can move it forward here. Kick inside forward 50. Looks like it's going to be cut off. It's punched away, but still an opportunity for Officer. Pouncing on the ball there was Mybus. Down to the bottom, unable to pick it up cleanly. So it's still inside their forward 50 where they can apply the pressure.
So boundary thrown at half forward for Rock. They've had the better part of the territory battle in these last couple of minutes. So scores a level at the moment of the match of the round. 1 goal straight apiece. Kapanki once again up against Gaines. Kapanki won the tap from the back. They get a kick out of the pack, but it was smothered straight away. Strong tackle is laid by Gross. And another boundary throw in. So plenty of stoppages early days. In fact, it was Webb who laid the tackle.
Just going to have to keep an eye on Kyle Gaines. Came away from a contest a couple of contests ago with an iffy shoulder. He's been sort of carrying it around quite strangely. We'll have to see if anything goes wrong in the ruck contest.
There we go. So as Kapanki got to the front, we'll have yet another stoppage. This time it'll be a ball up. Still at half forward for Officer. Kapanki wins the tap. Nearly got it down to Donadell, but he couldn't take the ball cleanly. Ball heads towards the boundary line and has scored it over once again. And another boundary throw in. So I feel like it's been a bit of a theme of these matches around the last couple of weeks. We've had plenty of stoppages, so another boundary throw in. So the ruckman getting tested out. So it'll be Gaines and Kapanki to do battle once again. Kapanki to the front, smashes it forward, got it down to Carasoni, handballs back into the corridor, and the Bombers might be away here. This will work out pretty well. Kick to about half foot to 1-on-1. Jake Petter, the captain, has got to the front and takes the mark. And he can line them up from 45 directly in front. He just tells the troops to calm down. So he's already got 1 captain's goal in the afternoon. Can he make it 2? So this is a bit of an interesting one too. Trent seeing Jake Petter start forward. Anyway. So Jake Petter will line him up from directly in front. He's already got 1. This to get the Bombers back in front. Early days in the match of the round. Oh dear, oh dear. He's absolutely shanked it into the pocket and it will just fall short.
So yeah, very interesting choice after that kick.
You see it in his eyes. He was like, I'm taking this, boys. I'm going to absolutely smash this home from 45. And it's come off the side of his leg almost. He's almost missed it and he's kicked a torpedo into the left pocket. So it's a boundary thrown inside Emerald's forward 50. All the boundary thrown back into the corridor. Gaines won the tap, but it was sharked. Kick towards goal. Don't tell me. Another kick out of the pack and it's home. What a goal that was. We'll figure out who's got it in just a moment. But it was sharked beautifully off the hands of Gaines and Emerald get back in front. So fantastic finish there. 2 goals straight, 12 other Bombers. And I believe it was Josh Webb who nailed it. So he comes back to the wing. And a really good finish there from Josh Webb. 2 goals straight, 12 are Emerald to Officer. 1 goal straight, 6. So the ball's back in the middle once again. Kapanki up against Gaines. 8.5 gone into the first quarter. And Webb has nailed an absolute ripper from the pocket. Kapanki wins the tap down. Ball is socket forward momentarily there by Wadsworth. Emerald inside forward 50 once again. The kick, though, not really to anyone in particular. Heads towards the boundary line. Do Officer keep it in play? No, Westra happy to have scored it over. Got some heavy treatment. And it will be a boundary thrown inside the Bombers forward 50.
Could be on a little bit here. How you going?
Yeah, Davies a little bit overzealous there. Probably didn't need to do that. But anyway, boundary thrown inside forward 50 for the Bombers. Johnson will go up this time. Taps it back into the corridor. Dangerous times for Officer. And a dumping tackle is laid, and we will have a stoppage inside the forward 50 of Emerald. So a bit of an interesting one, Trent, to see Jake Petter starting forward. Yeah,
obviously done his work inside the midfield as an inside midfielder to start this season, but starting forward, maybe with the wet conditions, just trying to get an upper hand somewhere.
So another stoppage inside forward 50 for Emerald.
Although I might say the ground looks pretty good.
No, it's held up pretty well from the rain this morning and last night.
The car park, on another note.
Not quite the same. So Officer exit the defensive 50 through the corridor. It's a dangerous kick, but Emerald have got all the numbers back for the moment. Who will come and get the football? Eventually it works out in the end. Currently in the hands of Bailey Gross, who wanted to come to the broadcast side. He looked to go far side, and then he does decide to go broadcast side. Now the ball's in the hands of Ethan Gross. He comes back into the corridor, but his kick missed the target, and it should be turned over here, but unable to take it cleanly there was Nathan Allen. Now it's anyone's ball to be won here in the middle of the ground. It was picked up, but a dumping tackle is laid. Emerald just trying to surge this ball forward. Now it's in the hands of Pepe. He tries to get a handball away. He receives it back in that occasion from Webb. Wadsworth goes out wide. Bit of a clearing kick looking for Spalding, who eventually gets the ball under his control. Handball's back in the corridor there to Hanson. Hanson should slow things up, but he's turned it over. And here is Allen once again. Puts Officer inside 450, but he's turned it over. It's a game of tennis at the moment. The ball just going back and forth like you wouldn't believe. So now the Bombers on the counter-attack. Kick down the line. Can a mark be taken? No. It flew over the head of Davies, and it will be a boundary throw-in on the broadcast side of the ground.
My neck's already hurting, boys, just watching this. Just back and forth, back and forth. I reckon it got turned over about 4 times in 5 kicks. It was a bit all over the shop, but it's certainly a good contest.
As the ball's thrown back into play now, Kapenki goes for the one out the back. No one really getting onto it. Officer looked to be the first to get there. Unable to get a clean possession, but a handball has come out, but it's Emerald. Oh, smother off the boot, kind of. Now, trying to get it forward. Officer, a nice strong tackle is laid and stopped in the tracks. So the ball will be thrown about 65, 70 for Emerald's home. No, I don't reckon any ruck got a finger on that. Yeah, it's all balls at the bottom of the pack. Going in hard, Wadsworth gets an interesting handball out. At the bottom of the pack still. They're just getting no clean possession here. So nothing really moving. Tap down now. That's nice work, but unable to take it cleanly. Almost worth to Pepe. Now the ball at the bottom of the pack again. Kapeki's doing an absolute shift in the ruck at the moment.
Nah, he's had a good couple of minutes for sure.
I was going to say, and Cole Gaines doesn't seem to be doing any ruck work. Maybe he's come off with that injury. Jackson Honey is being his replacement at the moment.
So ball, nice tackle laid there. The umpire says no priors. They appeal for holding the ball. Be another reset and play. Kapenki throws it up and he just monsters it out the way, but didn't really get much of a touch on that as obviously get the clearing kick away. Mybers comes up, meets it and gets a handball over the little. He moves it forward, a scrubby little kick, but he's dealt with after he possessed the ball, so it's going to be a down the field free kick. Quatch now with ball in hand. Opts to go to the top of the 50 to a leading player. No mark can be taken, was looking for Seedsman. And will try and pounce off half back, but the tackle is laid. Umpire says play on, he must have possessed it. But now the umpire calls for the ball to be balled up, about 55, 60 from Officer's home. So the ruckman nominate themselves here. Doesn't look like there's been an Officer player nominate himself yet. And Kapanki has to go himself. Don't know why he didn't just grab it. He's gone with the double hander over the top, and it's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
He's really favouring that tap over the head, isn't he, Kapanki? But I think the Officer the Emerald mid's going to get a little bit more on the same page with him because they don't really seem to be going.
He had a free kick there. He could have grabbed it and cleared it because no other Officer ruck went up there.
Exactly right.
Now he's met with the Officer ruckman going up against him now, but now they get a clearing kick. Seskets comes at it, unable to quite hold the mark, then going in and getting it there nicely for Officer was Little. And a handball at the back. They use a few at the back here. Now they do a darting kick to the top of the 50. Mybus is there. Can he grab it? He goes in and gets it, but he's met with a big hip and shoulder. That's inside forward 50 now. Not really going anywhere. So the umpire blows his whistle to ball the ball up. 48 from home.
So stoppage at the half-forward flank here for the Bombers. Up it goes. Kapanki again wins the tap. It'll shark beautifully there by Allen, but again, he couldn't take it cleanly. So clean ball use, not really been a friend of either team. And here's a free kick for the Kangaroos. And I believe it is Nathan Allen who will be the recipient. So Nathan Allen will line up the goals from 45 metres out on just about a 45-degree angle. It would probably have to be said as well. And if he can kick truly here, he can level the scores once again. So 2 goals straight to Emerald, 12. 2 Officer, 1 goal straight, 6. And here's one of the players who I had mentioned to look out for in match of the round. So here's his opportunity. He steps up to the plate. Gets close to the mound of the mark. Kick not going to make the distance. Kapanki on the goal line. Tapped it back into the corridor. Dangerous times here for the Bombers. They try to lock it up. A kick came out of the pack, but it was smothered straight away. Another kick out of the pack was also smothered. They are defending grimly here, the Bombers. Now it's currently in the hands there of Hutton. His kick was smothered, though. The Emerald defence forcing him back. Here's another opportunity now for the Kangaroos, and that was for Jackson Honey.
Jackson Honey, he's got a free kick out of it, I think. High contact.
Yep.
So have a shot at goal.
So another one from about 45 metres there. David Johnson. In fact, he's probably about 46. So a pretty big kick required here from Jackson Honey. He is directly in front. It'll be probably distance. It'll be more the question. But this a big opportunity for him to get his side back on level pegging with the Bombers.
So Kapanki will look to get and dominate in the ruck too because Jade Gaines isn't playing.
No, you're right. So in comes Honey, loads up. I think it's just going to fall short. Kapanki deep once again, knocked it towards the goal line, and there's a kick towards goal, and it's home. And it is through. There we go. Again, another kick out of the pack. Couldn't quite pick up who it was. I think it might be Quatch.
Quatch it is.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah,
They all seem to be
Quatch.
getting around him. So Antonio Quatch has nailed it and scores a level again.
Scrappy start, but there is still goals coming through, so that's good to see as well. That still impact on the scoreboard.
And accurate kicking. Both sides haven't... Well, I mean, Jake Petter's one missed the whole lot, but no behinds to speak of as of yet as the ball comes back into the middle.
We can't really call that a shot on goal.
Jake certainly won't want to call it a shot at goal. I think it was, but anyway, up it goes. Kapanki wins yet another tap. Got it down to Wadsworth, but he was tackled straight away, so it'll be take two in the centre. So once again, Honey to go up in the ruck, but Kapanki wins it down, but it was Honey who sharked it and sends Officer inside forward 50. Kick's going to fall short of Seedsman. The ball leg spun away from him. Oh, beautifully gathered here by Edwards. Gets a clear and kick out of the defensive 50, but he missed his target in Gross, but he got the fortuitous bounce of the ball. Gets the kick moving forward, but it's turned over, so another turnover. Intercept mark taken by that man Snooks, also mentioned in the pre-game. So Snooks comes back into the corridor. Dangerously, though, fell into the hands of Honey, but he was tackled straight away. Now through comes Carasoni. He laid a good strong tackle. Edwards once again is involved. Kick to about half forward. Good mark is taken, and they should go inside forward 50. Carasoni's involved. Long shot at goal is well and truly offline, and he's missed the whole lot. Out of bounds on the full. An Officer will regain the ball in the back pocket. Westra to be the recipient.
So Westra, another one who's been really good in the intercepting deep for Officer to start off this season, goes laterally wide to the other side of the pocket. And they can bring the ball up here for Valentine. The far side of the ground underneath the scoreboard now. They opt to just go long down the line. Nothing really presenting, so they kick towards the pack. Can Amapi take it? No, but scrabbling out the back. Can they get the ball in play? Quatch does attempt to, and he's done well here as they chase the ball after it. And this is helped over the boundary line. Now, there was never going to be a deliberate, and there is a deliberate.
There it is.
I was going to say there was ever going to be a deliberate. Taj Kinder has done exactly that, but the umpire agrees too. So, first quarter, you don't normally see it, but we've already seen one in the first
I think
quarter.
that might be the first % all season, to be honest, Trent.
No, I reckon we saw one early, one or two early.
Maybe round one potentially. But
Final series was off the hook last year.
Yep.
Now, Emerald can bring it up the line. No mark be taken. Good contest formed. And laying the tackle there is Snooks. This ball goes on the far side of the wing.
I was just going to say, lads, like, it could very much get a much scrappier game now. You can start seeing the rain come down. It's only a little bit light at the moment, but this could go anywhere, I think.
No, we'll see what happens as the day progresses.
This the ball's packed out. There is Seskis trying to get a clear path. Unable to get through, and the umpire says no prior opportunity, so we'll ball the ball up. And the umpire wastes no time. I don't mind that, actually. Now they get the ball moving, just trying to clear the path. Suarez gets the ball moving now forward. Now they look to chase after it. Picking it up there for Emerald is Wilson, but unable to get it cleanly. Tackled late straight away, but still inside forward 50 going past. Now they're going to try and get it forward. They're all fighting for the bottom of the pack. Wadsworth is there. He goes in. He has ball in hand now, but he's met with two offset players who tackle him straight away. So they're 30 from home inside the 450 of Emerald. But, geez, they were just knocking the ball. I think we're going to see a lot of that in these wet conditions, just real knock-ons.
Yep.
So now, they have it look and they tap it back. Tackle is laid. There's going to be another ball up. This a little bit more territory towards goal. Not much, but every step counts. A tap down one by Kapanki and a snap towards goal. Is it going to hold its line? Is it even going to go over? Yes, the bounce makes its way over. So Emerald with a behind there.
I think that was off the boot of Petter.
Yeah, it might have been. I didn't actually get a very good look at it.
So Officer to bring the ball back into play here. Through Snooks. He goes short. And it's a nice neat kick there to Neil. Neil wastes no time giving the handball away and then goes wide. And does that well to Little. Little wastes no time playing on. Then he goes up the line to the top of the 50. Can it might be taken by Seeds, but no. It falls in front, but Mybus is there, gets the handball out the back. Now they go for a handball. Inside forward 50 kick. They've got a player in the square. Can Quash get out the back, but no, off the ground. And it's going to go through for a minor score. Taj Kinder was the player who went through the off the ground kick, just going through for a minor score. So both teams now with behinds on the board, 2-1-13 apiece. Scores are even.
So scores are level. It'll be Gajanovic who will take the kick-in duties. The ball has flown a mile over the fence. So we'll take a couple of moments before we do recommence play. We have ticked into red time as well, about 20 minutes gone into quarter number one.
I was just going to say, earlier we were talking about Kapanki and him tapping back over his head. And, needing the awareness of his teammates to know that's what he's doing. And I've noticed the last couple of times he's tapped it back over his head and an officer player's landed straight in his lap. So I wonder if officer have figured that out. And we might see more of them around the back of those ruck contests.
Well, it's so important, Adam, because it's a conversation. I mean, I didn't play too much, but it's a conversation you've got to have with your fellow on balls. They've got to know where you're going to be tapping the ball because they need to know where the ball's going to be. So,
100%.
And it just doesn't seem like they're on the same page. It's good that he's winning the hit-outs, but you've got to get him to your team's advantage anyway. Harvey Sills has got the ball in the middle of the ground. He'll send the bombers long inside forward. 50. Oh, Kapanki nearly got over the back. Jake Pettit will get involved once again. No one can pick the ball up clean. The officer will want to rush this over. Westra's got the ball in hand at the moment. Just got a little kick away. Not a very effective one, though. Dumping tackle is laid, and through comes the umpire. We'll have a stoppage inside the Bombers forward 50.
Kick might even be a bit strong. He pretty much dropped it on his foot, didn't it?
Just about. It was enough to avoid a holding the ball free kick being given away. Up it goes once again. Kapanki taps towards the boundary line. Pettit was taken and tackle straight away. Locked up, and yet another stoppage. So it's a bit of a gridlock in the pocket down there for the Bombers. Scores a level at the moment, the match of the round. 21 gone in the first. Kapanki with a little fingertipper down to Wadsworth, but he couldn't take it cleanly. Sills with another dumping tackle. His defensive effort's been pretty good so far today. Ball heads towards the boundary line and another stoppage, this time a boundary throw-in.
There's repeat stoppages, like we said before. It's been a massive repeating theme in the match of the rounds.
It feels like it.
Yeah, absolutely it does, and even today with the weather, even more so, I think.
So Johnson will go up on the ruck on this occasion for the Bombers. He wins it from the back, but it was Shark straight away, but again couldn't be taken clean. This officer will look to rush the ball out of defensive 50. Brody Snooks is taken and he's gone, holding the ball. Oh, there's a bit of feeling in this one here. A few players come in from all angles. The umpire comes in, and most importantly here for Emerald, they've got to make sure they don't allow this to be a reversal. So Dale Carasoni with a kick at goal. Distance of about 40 metres required. No real angle to speak of. Either way, you imagine Emerald should be in front after this kick, whether it's a goal or behind. So in comes Carasoni. What can he do? Starts at the left and doesn't straighten up enough. There are a few celebrations from behind the goals, but the goal umpire was not falling for it. So Emerald do regain the lead, but just by a solitary behind. 2 goals, 2-14 other Bombers to the Kangaroos. 2-1-13 at 22 minutes into quarter number one. And Snooks once again has the kick in duties. And he just goes short. That's a pretty good one as well. That worked out to Ashley Allen. Looks through the corridor. That's where he goes. That's a really good kick as well. A sizzling pass works out beautifully to Beddoes, who won't want to waste any time. They continue to press here to Officer. Another really good kick on that occasion there. Finding the chest of Hamilton. Hamilton can put him inside forward. 50. Knocked away by Allen, so no mark can be taken. Ball comes to ground level. Kick back into the corridor. Here's Gajanovic. Umpire comes in, and we will have a stoppage inside forward 50 this time for Officer.
So inside the forward 50 here for Officer. Waiting for the ball to be brought up in play here. Panky again goes up on his own, then the clearing kick away looking for Lewis. The bounce is just going to go over his head and then knock it forward here. Officer, so is there as well. Ball's on the bottom of the pack and they try to get a handball out of the officer, but it's turned over and they get a kick moving forward here, but it's going to be an intercept mark taken there nicely by Allen. And has a look at his options down the line. Has a player inboard if he wants to take that kick on, and he doesn't. So just goes down the line. This might be turned over coming back his way, but Little is there. Couldn't take it cleanly. Wadsworth goes in and gives a handball out. Now it's in the hands of Beddoes. He gets a handball moving for Officer. Officer looked to have got out of traffic here for the time being. Kick inside 450 looking for Seedsman. Ooh. Good defensive effort there, but Quash pounces on it. And it's going to be knocked over the boundary, knocked over the behind, sorry, for a minor score. So a rush behind there. Jeez, he pounced on that, did Quatch.
He was ready to go, wasn't he, Trent? But the Emerald defence got back in time and scores a level again.
Wadsworth now with ball in hand in the defensive 50 for Emerald. Has a look at his options. Always gets plenty of the ball, does Ewan Wadsworth. Goes long down the line, looking for Johnson. He's appealing for a block. The umpire didn't even look at him when he appealed.
Honey probably had an easy intercept mark there, and one of his teammates came across and spoiled him. So a little reprieve for Emerald in the end, this boundary throw-in.
So ball will be thrown back into play here. Kapanki, I'm trying to see who's going up against here. But doing well there, knocking him out the way and getting the upper hand in that battle was Kyle Gaines, so he's back on it. Now they move the ball forward here, looking for Petter. Westra does well, gets a handball out. Snooks is there and lays a nice strong tackle. So he gets one back on the Emerald forward line. after being chased down just moments before. Didn't go through for a goal, but it was a point on the scoreboard. As St Kilda fans would know, any point matters. It's a tap down now. Kapanki wins that one. And busting through his petter. Gives it to Wadsworth. Wadsworth snapped around the body. Didn't get the snap he wanted, but a nice mark taken by Johnson in the pocket. So he'll be tucked up in the pocket on an angle. Can you notice he's trying to open up the angle as much as he can there? Yeah, now the umpire noticed it straight away. Now back you go.
He's not trusting a left foot, I don't think so. I reckon this might be a check side on the right.
You can see him dart towards the inside like he was going to be able to widen the angle, and the umpire's like, no, mate, come back.
So the playing coach, Johnson, in he comes. Goes the banana. And no, it's good. Ooh. So go through from minor score for David Johnson, sorry.
So 2-3-15 now are the Bombers to the Kangaroos 2-2-14. Johnson unable to convert. Emerald do get the lead back deep into this first quarter. 25 and a half have elapsed. So Snooks again will take the kick in duties. So it's a good mark taken by Johnson. It wasn't perfectly to his advantage, but he made it work. So Snooks looking up the middle of the ground. He chips it short. And he's turned it over straight into the lap of Dale Carasone. Wanted to hand it off. His eyes are darting around. He won't have a kick at goal. And he's missed the target. Straight over the head on that occasion of Will Gazzard, and the ball trickles over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play. It's a little bit of a reprieve for the officer defence because Snooks kicked it straight to Carasone and just didn't quite get the execution right on the kick. So it will be a boundary throw in deep inside the Bombers forward 50. 26 now gone into quarter number 1. So can Emerald find a late one and get a little bit of breathing room heading into the first change? Boundary umpire just held up here for some reason, not too sure why. Here he goes. So boundary throw in. Johnson with front position on Honey, but Honey got rid of him. Won it from the back, but he's taken the tackle straight away, and we will have another stoppage inside forward 50. It was laid there by the captain, Jake Petter. So another stoppage once again. Johnson taps it back into the corridor. Petter gets a handle away just in time. Officer defending Gremley. Kick out of the pack by Seskus. Does he have the hook on it? No, he doesn't. And eventually, I think it's rushed over the line. Yeah. So just didn't quite make the distance, in fact. 2-4-16 now are the Bombers to 2-2-14 Officer. 27 now gone into quarter number 1.
So it's good to see Kyle Gaines back out there. He's got that left shoulder strapped up. It doesn't seem to be playing ruck. In fact, he might actually get this in a second.
Long kick out of the defensive 50, and there is Gaines.
I reckon he's definitely gone back to the ruck because he's popped that sock over. I'm assuming it'll be a shin guard underneath.
Yeah, there would be. Long kick from Gaines down the line. Oh, no mark could be taken. Ball spills to ground level. They try to keep it in play to the Kangaroos, but they're unable to do so.
No, it's still playing.
There we go. Banter umpire calls them to go, and eventually the ball does. I thought that ball had gone over initially, but anyway, that'll work out for Officer. They gain a little bit more territory. Just trying to figure out Lockie Ward, who was
chasing after it, yeah.
Paddling the ball forward. We've got a bit of an interesting team list here for those who are wondering. Not all the numerical order, so a little bit tricky, but that's all right. Kapanki wins the tap. He got it down to one of his teammates, but they've lost the ball here, Emerald. Now a kick towards goal is coming back. Not enough.
Not quite.
So that was off the boot there of Ryan Hutton, but he just couldn't quite get the hook on it in the end. And Officer get the margin back to 1 point the difference. After we praised the accurate kicking early days, it has gone out the window a little bit. 2-4-16 now to 2-3-15.
Literal egg on our face. The ball's going to be brought back into play here. As they just regain the ball. Now they break away from their packs. Looks like they're doing a little huddle thing in the middle of the ground. Emerald. Now play on, then they opt to go to the handball. Very interesting because he's met with a 2 sandwich tackle there. Now Officer can try and pounce on this. And they're laying him forward pressure. Again, the umpire, look, he's bending over it. Oh, he had the little crouch. I thought he was going to hold the ball for a second because he did let it go for a while. But the ball, I'm still shocked that they went the handball after the play on because it's put him in a world of trouble here as the ball's not far from the Officer goal. Kapanki gets the tap down there, trying to chase after him, picking it up. There was Valentine. Now Wadsworth has it in the defensive 50 and gets the kick outside. Can Amar be taken? Seedsman looks like he flies. Now at the back of the pack, a handball. Officer have ball back in hand and they bring it back into the middle of the ground. This is a really nice kick to Snooks. Opens up the game, but might have run himself into trouble. Just gets the kick away and goes wide to Seedsman, but the siren beats him. Might have been in the back anyway.
He does kick the goal. Too late though, unfortunately. So that is quarter time here in the match of the round between Emerald and Officer and the Bombers.
Those weather conditions, and it's a very high pressure game. Hopefully this quarter we can see some breakout and we might see a team take the lead, a convincing lead.
One positive sign that we can see, we did see the sun come out. And
Yep.
I saw a lovely rainbow in the distance.
Oh, did you really?
At one point.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I know it was supposed to be rain today, but hopefully it's past us through the night.
We will see what happens. So 1 point the difference. Second quarter action is underway. Kapanki once again wins the tap, and he did that beautifully. Got it down to his teammate there, and Brad Pepe, who sends him inside forward 50, and Johnson takes a good strong mark. This is a good start for the Bombers.
Absolutely, it is. Last quarter, I could see a couple of inside 50 attempts that didn't quite go the way of Emerald. Maybe a little bit wasted every now and then, and a couple of out-of-bounds shots on goal too. So it's whether they can capitalise on this, they might allow them to take the lead.
I'm loving how the Emerald boys quickly got around Kapanki after
Yep.
that contest, because he's been a key pillar since the start of this comp in the ruck.
So in comes Johnson from about 35. Kick looks pretty good off the boot, and he's absolutely nailed it. So first goal of the second quarter goes the way of the Bombers, and they extend the margin to 7 points. 3 goals, 4-22 to 2-3-15. And the playing coach is on the board.
Absolutely is. So, those 1 possession, 2 possession shots at goal is exactly what you want as a side. You want to strike early, as they've done. Like, we're within the first minute still, and to kick a goal immediately, that's a very well done job.
And they did get the centre clearance. Wasn't probably the cleanest, or still a bit of a rush kick, but Dave Johnson did really well. He got front position on his man, took the mark, and more importantly, went back and converted the opportunity. As the ball comes back into the middle. So once again, Gaines to do battle against Stephen Kapanki, who's been really good today. The umpire's got ball in hand, so we are ready to go. Once again in the match, the round, a minute and a half already elapsed into this second quarter. Here's an opportunity for Wadsworth, who picked it up cleanly, got a handball away. Pepe once again is involved, comes to half back. Kajanovic once again looking for Wadsworth, but he missed the target with the handball. Now Officer have forced the turnover. Back it comes. Honey under all sorts of pressure. Gets a kick away just in time. Long ball inside forward 50. Thumped away for the moment, but beautifully intercepted there on that occasion by Lockie Ward. Sends it inside forward 50. Quatch couldn't take the mark. He was pretty well manned for the moment. Ball comes to ground level once again. Here is Wadsworth, been pretty busy already in the second quarter, but that handball not going to work out for him. Could be an opportunity here for the Kangaroos if someone can pick it up cleanly, but they're unable to. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Stays in play. Kajanovic once again comes back into the corridor, and they might be away here, Emerald. Bailey Gross goes to the outer side of the ground. That kick probably not going to work out though. Maloney, the captain of Officer, he's under all sorts of pressure. Good tackle laid there by Seskus. Maloney got his handball away just in time, but Emerald in fact forced a turnover. Donadell though overran the football, and now they go inside forward 50 here, the Kangaroos. Siegeman couldn't stick the mark. Ball comes to ground level once again. It is a game of tennis. Kai Davies waits and waits, eventually goes to Wadsworth, who's under all sorts of pressure, gets the handball away just in time. Clear and kick out of the pack here from Luke Spalding, and he's found a set of hands. Yes, he has. And this might just work out here for the Bombers. Do they come back on the corridor? No. Donadell decides to go to about half forward. 2-1-1. Can he find Kai Davies? No, he can't. Davies, though, did really well. Gather the footy. Goes with a pitching wedge inside forward 50. Jake Petter will park himself underneath it. No mark can be taken, but here's an opportunity. Pepe with a check side towards goal, and he's hit the post.
Wowzers.
So an 8-point difference it is now for Emerald. 3-5-23 they are to Officer 2-3-15. Pepe just couldn't quite get enough hook on it, and he was offline. So Snooks, long kick up the corridor. Can someone take a mark here? Kapanki can, and he'll send him back inside 50.
So Kapanki started this game on fire. We'll send the ball in back inside forward 50 for Emerald. Long kick down. Petter is down there, and he's got it out the back. So continuing that forward move.
I'm not sure he's attended a centre bounce yet, to be honest, Trent.
It's always hard to pick out the ones because they're all in long sleeve, but now I've picked out, he's got the green boots on, so... It's a beautiful day for long sleeves, to be honest. There's plenty of Emerald players out there. There's a couple of Officer players out there in long sleeves as well.
It's the first real nasty day we've had weather-wise, to be honest. We've been pretty lucky so far.
There's the ball. Petter lines up now. Already has one. Looking for his second. Petter kicks on its way, holds his line, and it's through. Petter has his second. The move to moving forward is working so far. The skipper, 2 goals, 1 so far. And they hit the lead.
14 points the difference it is now. 4-5-29 are Emerald to Officer 2-3-15. So a handy little break, because we've only gone 4.5 into this first quarter, and the Bombers have already got 2 goals. So it's time for Officer to respond here. What can Gaines manufacture out of the ruck, as Kapanki really has got the better of him in the latter half of that first quarter and early days in this second quarter as well. So ball back in the middle.
Back in the middle will be Gaines and Kapanki. Kapanki just thumps this one through and knocks Gaines over on the mean way too. Seskis now with ball in hand. He's met with a strong tackle. They appeal for holding the ball, but not much prior. McGay was one who tackled him there. Kapanki uses his strength against Gaines. It goes out the back to Pep. He does that really well. Kick inside 450, looking for Johnson. Just quite couldn't get the arm reach in there. It's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. But Emerald again dominating the territory battle in this second quarter after being pretty even for the first. This ball to be thrown back into play here. Oh, low throw and a tap down one by Emerald there off Davies. Now the officer trying to go forward. It's going to be a free kick. Is it going back to Petter? Yeah, it's going back to Petter. Still have a chance to line up for number 3. So go against Gaines by the looks of it.
Can't tell if that was a hold or throw.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It looked very iffy, the handball. But,
I think definitely a free kick either way, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's certainly a free kick, but yeah, it's depending on which one is out there and which one was paid.
So Petter already has 2. Played an inside mid so far to start this season. Played majority forward today in the first half. Petter comes in now. Very high up and under kick, and it's not going to hold its line. It's going to go through for a minor score. So 2-2 for the skipper so far.
4-6-30 now, Emerald. 15 points the difference.
Lots of ball for Petter this quarter. In the first half, first quarter as well. Like, lots of goal scoring opportunities. I know we said he's not playing at the centre bounces at the moment, but to start him forward, and he's had 4 scoring shots. That's a huge start.
We're certainly finding the ball. He doesn't look like he doesn't belong there, so he's doing all right. Jake Petter, 2 goals, 2. Snooks with a long kick out of the defensive 50. Thumped away. And Luke Sporting wins a stoppage for the Bombers, so it'll be thrown back into play. And David Johnson comes off. I thought he was about to park himself behind the ball there for a second, something you don't usually see him do too often. So Kapanki will go up in the ruck once again against Gaines, who's been very good today.
We might just say get out of the boundary umpire as he throws it in right in front of our in front of the van.
Yeah, we'll get a good look at this stoppage, and the Emerald midfielders do seem to be a little bit more on the same page with Steve Kapanki, so maybe there was a bit of a chat at quarter time about just the communication between ruck and the on-ballers. Kapanki to the front, and there was a push there, and yet the umpire saw it. Good decision. So Kapanki will get another clearance here. Could potentially hand off to Wadsworth, but he was checked by Allen at the last moment. So Kapanki loads up in the right boot, puts him inside forward 50. Petter was the deepest forward, got to the front. Carasoni out the back, kick towards goal, and he's nailed it.
That's a very well done.
That was a beautiful crumbing goal there by Dale Carasoni. That was a small forward's dream. He slotted it, and the margin is 21 points, 5-6-36. Emerald to Officer 2-3-15.
This ruck dominance in the middle by Kapanki is really starting to dominate the scoreboard now.
It is most certainly. You're absolutely right, Trent. He is, as I say, he's a bit more on the same page with his on-ballers now as well, and that was always going to be the difference. If they could get a bit more communication across the two of them, and now suddenly Emerald do have a bit of a break, 21 points, and not a particularly high-scoring game.
Is there any better feeling as a crummer than watching the ball bounce off your full forward's hands? I don't reckon
I'm not sure, particularly when it comes straight to, and Carasoni
exactly
was just so clean, and an even better finish. So now's an opportunity. Valentine puts Officer inside forward 50, looking for Seedsman, who couldn't quite stick the mark, but here's a chance now. Seedsman, can he get it at ground level? He can, but he was taken in a tackle straight away. Emerald appealing for a free. They're not going to get anything. And the umpire comes in, and there will be a stoppage deep in the forward pocket for Officer, so they need to manufacture something here, the Kangaroos, because they do suddenly find themselves trailing by 21 after it was only 1 point the difference at quarter time. Up it goes. Tap was won here by the Bombers. Allen, kick towards goal. Don't tell me. No, he's missed everything.
Oh, no.
I heard a bit of a cheer, but it was a Bronx cheer.
Bronx cheer, I think, yeah.
And Emerald do win the ball back, and the recipient of the free kick will be Ethan Gross.
Ethan Gross to bring the ball back here. Obviously one of the star performers last week then for 27 disposals. 6 rebound 50s to go along with it. Working hard and getting her into a dangerous spot. There was Josh Webb. Ward just holds him up attached. Now they go wide. A nice long kick and a mark be held. No, an Officer can go back inside 450 through Allen. Allen puts it deep inside. It's got to be an unrealistic attempt. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's going, how? Because you got no one here, mate. Wadsworth.
Is that Lockie Ward down there? Yeah, so one of the
no, but you got to fight. Like nothing against Ward. You got to fight the case. You got to fight the case. But deep down, you know, and you're like, oh, geez. But now they go like
Alice in that situation. But
now they go wide, and I'll opt to just go along down the line in front of the interchange. Can a mark be held there? Really strong contest, almost being held there off the hands of Johnston, and it's going to trickle over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
So what can... Really important here for Officer to get the next one, you would have thought, Trent. Don't want to let the lead continue to stretch.
So now they throw the ball in, falls a bit short, but Kapanki meets it forward. But it's Officer who look to try and pounce. They get a few handballs in. Allen now gets a kick inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken? No. Beddoes flies. No mark is taken. Ward's getting dangerous on the outside. Ward puts a kick into the pocket to Seedsman and just goes over his head. That was the play. Ward was on and off, and they used him just a little bit too much on the kick.
Yeah.
It was really good. It looked amazing. It was the right idea, just slight too much power on it.
Almost could have gone for home himself.
Yeah,
could have.
Was a possible option. Seedsman did nail one from the boundary though, so he must have had that in the back of his mind.
So the ball will be thrown back into play deep inside the forward 50 now for Officer. That's at the little kick down the line. Little is there for Officer, applying the tackling pressure. And the umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up.
The boundary throw pretty much landed in Kapanki's lap, I think. I don't think he was expecting it at that height, but...
Ball thrown out. Kapanki again wins the tap down. Wadsworth moves it forward. Now it's coming right in between the front of us. It trickles over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
So boundary throw just forward to centre now for Emerald. So through no real organisation, they have managed to get the ball back in their side of the ground. So Davies will go up in the ruck for the Bombers. Up against Honey. Was he held? Honey will get it from the back. Did well to get it to Valentine. They go along the broadcast wing, but thumped away, and this will be another stoppage. Gross doing well and receiving some praise there from Gajanovic. So it'll be another boundary throw, and Kapanki will go back up this time for Emerald, and Honey will do battle once again for Officer. Up it goes. Honey to the front, and he did well to win the tap. Got it down to Hutton. Hutton slaps it forward, but Carasoni sharked it, looking for Donadell, who eventually gets the ball under his control, but quatched later. Good strong tackle, and it will be a stoppage in the middle of the ground.
He's a typical small forward, Quatch, and he just a little right at it. It plays big tackles.
No, you're right. His defensive stuff, very, very good. Trent Kapanki wins the tap once again. Might be sharked, though, by a little bit. It's beautifully picked up by Valentine. He handball back to one of his teammates, but it's through the hands. Eventually they work it out, though, do Officer. Kick coming off the boot there on that occasion of McGee, who goes out wide and did pretty well there to find out it was Ward. So Ward won't pull the trigger just yet. Just short with a kick to Hutton, who got up just in time. So Ryan Hutton wheels around onto the right, puts the Kangaroos inside forward 50. Seedsman has got it. And he can line them up from about 30 metres out on a bit of an angle.
So 2 last week for Seedsman as well. Says he hasn't had his kicking boots on in our pre-game interview. He said if you ask a lot of the teammates, they wouldn't want the ball in his hand after the siren. So,
see if he can improve himself wrong. But he said about his other tip.
Yeah, but he said, well, I'm not going to choose myself.
So he did nail one from the boundary line of the first quarter. What can he do here? This is a much easier shot. So really important this goes through just to get Officer back into it. Get it back to 15 points of difference. Looks pretty good off the boot, but it's offline. And that was not the result that the Kangaroos would have wanted. The big key forward Seedsman unable to convert and only gets the margin back to 20 points rather than 15. So 2-4-16 our Officer to Emerald 5-6-36. 13 minutes gone into the second quarter. Oh, kick going through the hands of Wilson, and Officer might be able to get a repeat entry inside forward 50, but the handball missed little, and now Emerald can go back the other way. Jake Petter once again at centre half forward. Oh, he nearly stuck it, but he couldn't quite get it. Here is Isaac Seskus. He'll get out the back, kick towards goal, and he's absolutely nailed it. End to end for the Bombers, and they stretch the margin to 26. Seskus with his first.
Such a damaging player, Seskus. We've called him a few times. Aiden's always dangerous around the goals.
And Adam, that's the old 2-goal turnaround. They could have got the margin back to 15 Officer, but instead Emerald stretch it to 26.
Yeah, that was one little missed handball in there, and all of a sudden all your plans go askew. So Seskus got on the end of that one and just barged straight through and kicked the goal. And I reckon he ran quicker in his celebration than he did while he was wheeling with the footy. So pretty up and about the Emerald boys. Stretching the margin out, as you said, to 26.
So this is a very handy margin midway through the second quarter.
Just the ball back in the middle of the play. Davies up in the ruck for Emerald this time against Honey. So the two probably second option ruckman. Davies wins that tap down. Little was the one who got it, but he's tackled. But then Honey gets a clearing kick, but it's going to be intercepted here. They look to bring it back off half-back Emerald. They just opt to go short. Now, he's done that all right. It did look a bit dangerous, but Donadell to Carasoni. Carasoni wastes no time to wheel around and put it deep inside 450. Petter is there. He's going to try and get out the back here. Can he get a hold of it? No, Officer get a clearing handball. Johnson, handball at the back. Now they run and carry. Up, short kick down the wing, and they've done this all right. They might go end to end, as Emerald did before, but no, a slight fumble. It might cost him. Little now runs back into traffic. That's got to be holding the ball. Umpire says no. Did take it on.
Lucky
Did take
to
it
get away
on.
with that one, I think.
He almost waltzed back into the tackle.
Got away
So
from
it was Hutton with the slight fumble. They almost could have gone end to end. Davies wins that tap down. Sewers gets the handball out. Inside forward 50. And it's going to go at the back. Seskis is in pursuit. And he grabs it, but unable to take it cleanly as the defensive pressure is laid on him there.
He did well, though, to get it out of bounds, get the stoppage.
Oh, he's got it out of bounds. That's the okay, yep.
Yeah, but he just got the hand at the last moment and thumped it out, so at least they don't turn it over.
So the ball to be thrown back into play. Kapanki back in the ruck for Emerald. Kapanki up against Honey. Kapanki with the clear advantage there. No clear possession being won, though. Now they get a clearing kick to Officer off the move, McGee. It's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in deep in, at the top of the 50, I should say. So the ball will be thrown back into play here. It looks like they're going to do the quick switch again. Or no, Kapanki has come around. Davies is throwing his hand up. And he's the standalone ruckman in that one. He taps it down, but Officer's going to get the clearance even though he was the standalone ruckman. I just don't get it sometimes. They get the kick moving forward. Johnson is there. Can he pick it up cleanly? No. Doing well and getting out of harm's way there was Ashley Allen. But it's a dangerous kick. Carasoni probably could have been paid the mark, but the umpire says no. Nathan Allen's there. But the Emerald tackling pressure is enormous. Now they have ball in hand, but now they can go backwards. And it's up the line. Officer with a bit of breathing room now. Seedsman probably didn't hold the mark. Umpire agrees. Quatch gives a handball to the running Allen. Allen brings it back inboard to Gaines. Gaines at centre half forward now. Sets his option. Goes to go wide to Seedsman. Probably was not the ideal option, but it was the only option that was really presenting. Now Seedsman's almost looking like, I can kick this. I don't know about you guys, but he took the mouthguard.
It's a big kick.
He took the mouthguard out. He's backed himself in here. Do we think these are proper 50s?
I think they're 45, I reckon. They're not 50s, I don't think, here, but still a big kick nonetheless.
So he'll be kicking this about 55, 50. Seedsman. Thumping kick. It's going to just fall short. Can a mark be taken? No, Little is there. Unable to hold the mark deep inside the 450 here for Officer, but the tackling pressure is enormous. And it's stuck inside the 450. Exactly where Officer would need it. They need to try and get some momentum going back their way.
Just for a second, I thought he had the range there. Just fell short.
Looks really nice off the boot.
It's the ball thrown back up. And a tap down. There, Quash is in pursuit. He's on the boundary line and he's knocked over. Almost thought he could create a little bit of magic there. So the ball's going to be thrown back in. Deep in the forward pocket here for Officer. They try and create something from here. This has been well and truly Emerald's quarter. There's ball thrown in. Seedsman up in the ruck this time. Goes out the back. Is there a high contact free kick? No, but Quatch has it. Snap towards goal. It's just across the face. There was the opportunity.
He's looked the most lively of those Officer forwards, Trent Antonio Quatch. We called his name a few times. So 2-5-17 now. Our Officer unable to convert that opportunity. Was a tough one, it has to be said.
Oh, not the old bring it back, wait for the flags. Surely not.
Sewers just got the kick away in time. And there's a little bit of Archie, although I think it was unintentional. Johnson didn't look like he did it deliberately. So the kick comes out wide, should work out in the end. Bailey Gross with the ball at the half-back flank, goes up the line looking for Webb, and the kick works out, although Webb was unable to stick the mark. He paddled it forward. Edwards has got to go down on hands and knees. Tunnel balls it back. Good strong tackle was laid there on that occasion. That was by Allen, I think. No, it was Mibus. So a stoppage on the broadcast wing. It'll be a ball up, so Davies will go up for Officer. Gaines will go up for... Davies will go up for Emerald. Allen got a kick away, but it was smothered. Picked up by Webb. Edwards taken over the boundary line. It will be thrown back into play.
Nice strong tackle lay there.
Most certainly. So another stoppage. Davies again up against Gaines. So Officer need to try and find a goal here. They're currently 25 points adrift. Ball comes back into the corridor. Here's a chance for Allen. Onto the left boot. Puts the Kangaroos inside forward 50, but Gijanovic has the advantage. Couldn't take the one-handed mark, though. Comes back into the corridor to Sewers, who was dispossessed. Ball comes to ground level. Quatch is here. Antonio Quatch. Kick towards goal. Was it touched? It was. So good defending by the Bombers once again. Don't allow that one to be a goal. So only back to 24 points the difference now. 2-6-18 our officer to Emerald 6-6-42. As we are now 19.5 into quarter number 2. Over the head, here might be a chance for the Kangaroos. Once again, Valentine tries to send him inside forward 50. In fact, here's Valentine now. He was tackled straight away, dispossessed and gone, holding the ball. So the Bombers can move it off half-back through Wadsworth. Chips it out wide, nearly turned over though. In fact, it probably will be. Here's a chance now for the Kangaroos. Currently in the hands of that man there, Johnson. Can he put him inside forward 50? No. Got the handle away just in time. But it's over the boundary line and it will be thrown back into play.
So deep on the far side underneath the scoreboard over there to be brought back into play. We've been going just about 20 minutes now. As the umpire throws the ball back into play now. Both rucks get a hand on that. They try and get him moving through Wadsworth. But they're running straight into a tackle by Mybest. Is he going to be rewarded? No, the umpire lets it play on. Interesting call in my opinion. As they move the ball forward here up the wing. Can Mark be taken? Intercepting Mark. Did he hold on to it? No, I thought he almost had it for a second there in McGee. Tackle lay at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire's going to ask for the ball back to ball this one up. So very, very scrappy. Umpire's just letting the play go on a bit more. So the far side of the ground, again, not much territory gain. Kapanki again wins the tap. Now they get a clearing kick. Can Mark be taken? It's Quash again. Is he within range, though?
He just pointed the goal, so he's going to back himself in.
1 goal, 2 so far in the first half.
Man on the mark's at about 43, I think, so... If he's got the longer kick in, he probably needs to kick it about 45, 48.
So Quatch, been very lively this quarter. Deserves one here. He comes in. He opts to pass it off. They got to Seedsman, and it's going to be small. So there's an opportunity gone wasted. As now Emerald can try and pounce back in. But Seedsman now with ball in hand after a smile. Quatch goes back and tries to clean up his mistake. Snap towards goal. It's going to be punched over again.
So rush through 2-7-19 now with the Kangaroos. To Emerald 6-6-42. So look to bring it back in through Gajanovic. Long through the corridor looking for Wadsworth, but Davies was the one who got to the front and took the big strong mark. And he's just going to slow things down for the moment. Goes back to Edwards. Edwards looks to go through the corridor. It's a pretty good kick as well. Found Pepe. Pepe onto Donadell, who can put the Bombers inside forward 50. Petter once again the deepest target. Was he pushed? No umpire happy to allow it. So officer may have gotten away with one. Kick comes out wide. That should work out just fine to Beddoes. Beddoes. Honey providing a long option, and that's where he goes. There's a kick too wide. It is. It's out of bounds on the full. And the Bombers can get repeat entries. So Webb comes back into the corridor looking for Wadsworth, who had to put the one hand up. The kick not really to his advantage. Allen taking on the tackle straight away, and the umpire said it was holding the man. So a reprieve for the Kangaroos. Allen looked to the far side of the ground, and that's where he might go, and in fact that's where he does go. So chips it across to the half-back flank. Good little ball to McGee. Comes back to Allen, who can get the Jets on, but he decides just to chip it short for the moment. That's a pretty good kick as well to Honey. Wheels around onto the white boot. Onto the right boot, looking for Seedsman. Couldn't quite get to the front. Emerald with all the representation. Quatch is there as well. Picked up at ground level. But the Bombers forced a turnover. Seward's got the handle away momentarily. Webb went in nice and hard. Couldn't quite win the footy, though. Anyone's ball to be won at ground level. Valentine called for it from the outside, but it will be a stoppage inside the forward 50 of the Kangaroos.
Considering the situation, Seedsman did pretty well to even touch the footy amongst the 4 Emerald players that were sitting on him.
It was about a 3 or a 4 on 1. Davies won the tap. Ball comes down to ground level. It's a real scramble in there at the moment. Plenty of numbers surround the footy, and we will have another stoppage inside officers forward 50. So what can Quatch do here? He's looked the most likely, particularly out of these stoppages. Up it goes once again. Davies won the tap. Nearly a chance there for Allen, but he couldn't get to the footy in time, and we'll have yet another stoppage inside officers forward 50.
So officer, been pretty good these last 5 minutes. They just need to try and get a goal on the scoreboard here. The handball's out. It was Emerald getting their clearing handball out. Now they try and link through Pepe. But nicely done. McGee gets a handball to Ward. Ward goes wide. And he's going to get it back here if the bounce favours him. That it does. Tries to take on the tackler. Does really well with the stiff arm. Puts it inside 450 looking for Seedsman. He's got it. No, he doesn't. There's a free kick.
It's going Emerald's way.
And it's going to be an advantage. And a nice mark taken by Johnson here out in front. Fair way up the ground he is. So he wheels around, puts it in the Petter direction. He has Wester on his tail. Petter has it now. Runs around, kicks it around his body. Doesn't quite meet the target. Wadsworth goes back. Handball back to Petter. Petter back to Wadsworth. Wadsworth goes wide. And Petter has it again. Jeez, he has it on a string here. Dances around one. Dances around two. Then gets the handball away to Wadsworth. But he's tackled.
That would have kicked that.
That would have been the goal of the year. Jake Petter could have nailed that. He sold candy to about 3 blokes and did it all successfully.
Any boxing fans out there, we saw Harry Garside with a big win, but he put on the ballerina dances there, Jake Petter, I reckon. So ball's thrown back into play, thrown back up here. Davies down. Now they try and get it here offside, go into ground. It might actually work out all right, the fact he went to ground. He's going to get the free kick here. It's going to go back to Canoop. It's going to be an advantage paid. Looking for Season. He's in a 3-on-1, so nothing really to his advantage. But does well to fight and lay the tackle, and it's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. So constantly, Season has been outnumbered.
They keep looking for him, and there's always about 3 guys sitting next to him. So I think officers need to find some other avenues to get into their forward 50.
So ball's thrown back into play here. Davies against Honey. Davies front position gets the tap down. But it's Mybus who gets the kick inside 450 for Officer, sliding to take the intercepting mark and doing well there for Emerald Spalding. Now they go wide. And they go up the line. Gross looking for Lewis. Can't quite hold the mark. And now they get the handball here. Officer look to try and that interesting punch forward, but works out all right. Gets it over to a teammate there. Now they look to move it back inside forward 50. The kick doesn't really favour Quatch, but he tries to make his best of it. Quite fumbles it a little bit. Now Sirius gets the ball moving forward. Seskis is in the region for Emerald. Lays a tackle. Don't know if the player has the ball. The umpire says play on though.
Oh no. Everything's
happened here. Carasoni's there. He gets a handball. No. Went to go the handball. Now turns around, puts it inside forward 50, going back. Petter. Lewis is there. Can he get the crumb? Not quite. Goes in, dives, tries to knock it forward. Jeez, this is scrappy football, boys. Wet weather at its best. And it's going to be a ball up inside 450. Jeez, that was hard to call, boys.
Yeah, it was a tricky one. Officer players just kept slipping over at the wrong time. It felt like just when they were about to win the ball back, something bad would happen.
Davies goes up and gets the tap down and then kicks it in mid-air. Has he got the carry? Yes.
Yeah.
Goal umpire nods his head. Something for nothing. A bit of magic from Kai Davies.
Wow.
That's fantastic, that was.
And again, Emerald just taking their opportunities in this quarter. As you mentioned, Trent, Officer did have a lot of the play in those last couple of minutes, but they're just not putting it on the scoreboard. Emerald just seemed to be getting it in there and they're making it work.
It's really well done
bit
by
of Tom
Davies.
Hawkins about that.
Yeah, it really was. So got pushed in out of the ruck. Like could have even gotten a free kick for it. Just got the fingertips to it, landed in his own lap, and just went, "Thank you very much, boys. I'm just going to snap this one across the body." It was very well done, very Tom Hawkins like. I think you're right, Trent. That's you know, you love seeing stuff like that. Those make your own plays from rucks, and you always like to see a ruckman goal.
So it's back in the middle once again. So here is Davies to kick the goal, and he did win the tap as well. Sewers has gone into the middle, picked up by Wadsworth, throws the ball onto the right boot, gets it to half forward. Johnson the deepest forward on this occasion in a 1-on-1, and they're happy to take it over. Nearly for a second there, it was Johnston who tried to keep it in, but Banter umpire had other ideas. So 7-6-48 are Emerald to Officer 2-7-19. So really good second quarter it's been from Emerald. 5 goals they've kicked, Officer yet to register one, so up it goes. Honey got to the front, won the tap. Petter's in the area once again for Emerald. And we'll have another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Bombers. So nearly 28 minutes have elapsed in the second quarter. So half-time can't be far away. And Emerald will be pretty happy with this. As we wait for the umpire to throw the ball off again. So Davies will go up in the ruck once again for Emerald. Umpire throws the ball aloft. Davies taps back into the corridor. Lewis, snap towards goal, is offline. And he's missed everything. 7-6-48 to 2-7-19 still. So Officer probably just need to try and hold the ball here and stop any more scoring from Emerald. And there's a bit of confusion here. Was it touch maybe? He must have been touched. So it's going to be a boundary throw-in. There we go. So it's a boundary throw-in, so this might work out here for Emerald. Can Davies manufacture another goal? Comes back into the corridor. Pressure was being applied. Nearly picked up on that occasion by Gazza. Just couldn't get the ball under his control. Petter is there, and the umpire calls for another stoppage. Deep inside the forward 50 of the Bombers. So can they manufacture one more here, Emerald? A 35-point lead would be very handy. So Honey will go up in the ruck once again, up against Davies. So the two secondaries. Davies taps it back towards goal. Seskis laid a good strong tackle. Carasoni tried to bullock his way through, got a handball away, and we'll have another stoppage, and that will be half-time here in the match of the round at Chandler Recreation Reserve. And it was a bit of a domination in that second quarter by the Bombers. They lead by 29 points, 7-6-48 to 2-7-19. Adam, it really was just about taking opportunities at goal.
100% it was.
As the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we are underway. So 7-6-48 are the Bombers to the Kangaroos 2-7-19. Honey went up in the ruck up against Kapanki. It was Kapanki who won the tap, coming through there for the Kangaroos on that occasion. It was number 14, long kick inside forward 50. Pettit, can he track it into the pocket? No, he can't. And it will be a free kick for Officer, so they get away with one. So Mybus was unable to win the ball for Officer, and it was turned over, but they do get a reprieve, better defence, long kick out of the back pocket, Kapanki to the front. That's a clever little knock on, it might work out okay here. Ball comes back into the corridor for Seskis, swings around one. Donadell eventually gathered it cleanly, but he ran into all sorts of trouble, and he's got a high tackle free kick. So Jordan Donadell will line him up from about 25 out directly in front. And he can potentially make it 35 points the difference.
I was going to say, he probably escaped a bit lucky with that high contact free kick. Took on two players and was for sure holding the footy, but just copped him a bit over the shoulder, and all of a sudden he's lining. I forgot, what did you say, 35 points up is his opportunity to make the lead?
If he can kick it straight.
If he can kick it straight.
So he was a part of their 2023 Premiership side. He left in 2024. He's come back, Jordan Donadell. Big kick for the start of this second half to really stretch the margin for Emerald. Starts at left, it's coming back, and he's kicked it straight over the goal umpire's cap. Jordan Donadell has nailed it, and it is a 35-point difference.
Points to the pavilion as well. Beautiful view they got up there.
Most certainly. 8-6-54 now are Emerald to Officer 2-7-19.
It's a fantastic view up on the balcony until it started raining about 10 minutes ago, so...
Well, there'll be plenty of cloud cover and stuff like that. Won't
Still
be able to see too much.
Oh, it's undercover.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't really see. It's directly in my blind spot, and I reckon I saw it for about 5 seconds when I got here in the car, so...
Got couches and everything up there.
Yeah, looks real nice.
2 minutes gone into the first quarter. 8-6-54 to 2-7-19. The ball comes back into the middle once again. So Steve Kapanki up against that man Honey, and Honey did win the tap on that occasion. Here comes Donadell once again. Eventually gets onto his trusty left boot. High up and under ball. Looking for Davies. No mark could be taken. Ball spills. It is Lewis, in fact. Handball comes away from Gazard. Kajanovic. Wadsworth. Kick out wide. Looking for Lewis, who eventually finds it. And Lewis can send the Bombers inside forward. 50 long kick once again. Petter is the deepest forward, and he's got it. Jake Petter. Just too strong for Valentine. It wasn't Valentine, sorry, it was Little. And Jake Petter will get a look from point blank range, and this to potentially make it 41 points the difference.
This could really hurt Officer here. 2 quick goals at the start of the third quarter. They did in the last quarter. They did in the second quarter as well. Kicked one in the first minute and kicked another one very shortly after, and it damaged them for the rest of the quarter.
Yep. In comes Jake Petter now. Pretty easy shot at goal, this one. And he puts it away. It's a 41-point difference. 9-6-60 the Bombers to the Kangaroos 2-7-19. And Trent, it just goes from bad to worse for Officer.
Yeah, they're really putting their foot on the throat now, Emerald, aren't they, starting off this second half. I thought maybe Officer could try and come out and come back in the second half, but it's not the start they would have wanted to go with.
No, most certainly. It is a big margin now, and it's going to be pretty hard to come back. In particular, given these conditions, the rain has really started to pour down through half-time at the start of this third quarter, so not going to be easy to navigate for the Kangaroos as the ball comes back into the middle.
Just wait for the ball to be brought up here. Umpire balls the ball out to resume play now. Now it's tapped down there by Kapanki. It's going to be another ball up in the middle of the ground. Virtually at the centre bounce anyway. Kapanki uses his strength and goes for the one over the top again, looking for Carasoni, unable to gather it. Mybus goes in, gets an interesting looking handball out to Snooks. Snooks goes in and gets it, but he's turned it over. Then they get a kick inside 450 through Donadell. Can a mark be taken? Johnson's there. Good defensive pressure laid there to apply the mark, and a big hip and shoulder. He might be out here. No, he's getting up. I thought it was a solid enough hit, but Snooks goes in and gets it. Did he get a high contact free kick? No, umpire says play on. Little is there at the bottom of the pack now. Emerald applying all the pressure. And they run into each other there. Might be costly. Beddoes knocks it down forward. At the bottom of the pack now, inside the 450 for Emerald. Lewis could get this out the back. Outside of the boot. Through for a minor score. Geez, that could have been a real big one if they put another quick goal on the board here.
Yep.
But it wasn't to be. Lewis missing to the far side.
42 points of difference, 9-7-61 now the Bombers.
Jason Honey copping the rough one there. Just that massive hip and shoulder. Luckily, didn't get him too square in the head or anything like that. Seems to be still out there.
Having to retrieve the ball from the car park now. Snooks will be... Percy brings the ball back into play. They have a look around. Snooks brings it out wide to Honey.
There he is.
Honey has a look around and just goes short up the line. The kick doesn't meet the target though. It could be turned over. Kicking it towards the feet there of the leading Johnson. And Kapanki now has ball in hand and he tries to fight to get out of it, but Allen lays him in a strong tackle with the two coaches going at it there. Kapanki now, they ball the ball up and Kapanki gets the tap. Donadell met with a strong tackle. The umpire quick to blow the whistle to reset play. Maloney laying the tackle on Donadell. The 2-18's numerology. As Kapanki again gets the tap down. Ball at the bottom of the pack. Now they get a clearing kick through Donadell. Sliding forward, Lewis could get it here. Gives the handball out to the running Carasoni. Carasoni, running to open goal and put it across the face. That would have lived up the pavilion. But goes through for a minor score. Snooks to be recipient to bring the ball back into play here.
Well done there too by Snooks. He just got a touch on Carasoni. It was just enough to just sort of put him under a bit of pressure because he did look like he was going to nail that one. It is 43 points the difference though. So Snooks with the kick-in duties once again. So this is the biggest lead of the game. An officer haven't had the ball down their end of the ground yet in this second quarter. So Snooks looks to come to the broadcast side of the ground. Long kick. Looking for a teammate here on this occasion of Hamilton. He got to the front, but he couldn't take the mark, and it will be a boundary throw-in. So Emerald might have another chance to reload. What can they manufacture out of this stoppage? It'll be Kapanki up against Honey. He's been very good today, Stephen Kapanki. So boundary throw-in. Forward to centre for the Bombers. Up it goes. Honey to the front. He did win the tap. Got it down to Quatch, who gathered the ball beautifully, but he was tackled straight away by Wadsworth. Gross, in fact. So it'll be another stoppage forward to centre for Emerald. Umpire throws the ball aloft. Once again, Kapanki matched up against Honey. Kapanki wins the tap. Now this might be a chance for Officer. They can go inside forward. 50. Might bounce over the back, and it does. Westra's gone forward. This is an interesting move. Good strong tackle was laid by Spalding, and it will trickle over and be a boundary throw-in deep inside the forward 50 of the Kangaroo. So this might be their chance.
Very interesting move. We know how good a hands Westra has. So might be hoping that ball comes in and he can take some clutch marks and kick some few goals, I reckon. And
they have to attack anyway, don't they, Trent? 43 points down. There's no point having him behind the ball. And it does at least make it a bit more unpredictable where they go inside forward 50 because they've always gone for Seedsman. Donadell gathered it cleanly, but he was tackled straight away. Sent it over. Quatch. Westra centres the ball. Beautifully done. But the mark wasn't taken. It was spilled just at the last moment there. And now Emerald might have another opportunity to exit the defensive 50. Spalding couldn't take it cleanly. He was bumped off the footy. Good dumping tackle laid on Allen, and the ball finds its way over once again, and it will be a boundary throw-in. So another stoppage this time in Officers' end of the ground. And they've got to try and manufacture a goal here because they currently trail by 43 points. And the conditions not really going to suit them. It is still pretty wet and slippery. Up it goes. Kapanki to the front. Gaines nearly was able to win it from the back. Ward taken in a tackle straight away at another stoppage at half forward for Officer. So the umpire will throw the ball aloft once again. Up it goes. Kapanki on the tap, tried to get it down to Pepe. He couldn't take it cleanly. Strong tackle laid again by Ward. And a free kick for a throw has been paid. So here's an opportunity for the Kangaroos. They will get a look at goal here. And it will be Lockie Ward. So good reward for effort for Ward, who's laid a couple of good strong tackles this time. He is awarded with a holding the ball free kick. And we'll line them up from about 40 metres out directly in front. So very important this kick here for Officer.
This would be massive for Officer, and hopefully they can fight back some points.
Yep. Has to go through. Lockie Ward. Big kick in the context of this game to keep it alive. In he comes. Looks pretty good off the boot, but it's wobbling away, and it's through for a minor score. So disappointing result there for the Kangaroos. Ward unable to convert. It's back to 42 points the difference. 9 minutes into the third quarter.
So they look to bring the ball back into play here. Through Gross. As Aidan mentioned, 9 minutes into the third quarter. It was really one they need to grab a hold of and take advantage. but it wasn't to be. So Gross brings the ball wide, but it could be turned over against. No, there was a call of play on, so it must have been touched off the boot. Hutton goes in and gets a handle at the top, so officer can go back inside 450 if it stays in play, and it doesn't.
Out of bounds on the full, that one. So Emerald have the chance to bounce this back into the corridor. As
Gross will be the recipient of that.
Yeah. As he grabs it from under the Hilux.
And Gross now back over the fence and has ball in hand now, looking to bring the ball back into play here now. Has a look around and decides to go backwards. Does that all right. Now they go to the other side, opening up the fat side. Nice mark take on the far defensive 50. And they'll probably just go short, that they do, looking for Lewis, but unable to get it, but he goes back in. The bounce does favour and gets a handball out, but now it's turnover. Ward has it, gets a handball moving forward. They might be out here. Handball over the top. Mybus puts a kick inside 450. Can a mark be taken? Westra's there. Was he held on to? Umpire says no. Westra now with ball in hand, but he's met with a two-person tackle, and the umpire's going to ask for the ball. Was probably a bit stiff. I thought he had a couple holding on to him.
I thought there was an arm wrapped around Trent, but I guess the umpire was maybe closer to it than we were.
Good work to do the second efforts to go back in and grab the ball, but was met with two-man tackle, but was good to bounce back after that. As it gains at Kapenki gets the tap down. Quash is in the region. What can he provide? Drilling ball back inside the middle of the ground. It's going to be turned over, but Mybus goes back and gets it. Mybus gets a handball at the top, but it's Emerald who mop it up. Now they can try and pounce off half-back. And they get a handball to Gross. Gross goes wide. They've done this all right now. They've got it out into space. Can they hold the mark? Yes, they can. So there we go. Seskis now. That's all they need. They needed just that cooler mark down the line. So now Seskis can put it back down the line. Johnson unable to get up as high. But it's going to be a kick inside 450. They have Petter down there. They have Lewis chasing after. Lewis gets in underneath. It gets in his hand. Dribble towards goal. And it's gone through for a minor score. And it looks like a player's gone down with a bit of an injury down there. Can we just check that, please, Adam?
Let you know.
9-9-63 now with the Bombers, so they get it back out to 43 points.
Yeah, Bowen Johnson down in the back pocket over there. It's right in your blind spot, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I can't see it at all.
Yeah, so Bowen Johnson.
He looks pretty sore too.
Umpire looks, they're holding play for it.
So we will have a momentary stop in play here at Chandler Recreation Reserve.
Yeah, that was completely my fault. I've stitched him up there and he's gone no because it's in his blind spot.
You're like looking over there and I'm like, I saw someone get bumped in like centre field and a little bit of a heavy contest at the top of 50 and all of a sudden you're like, it's in the back pocket. I was like, oh, hang on a second, boys.
So Bowen Johnson has gone down and he looks pretty sore and out for the count. We'll take you through some scores from around the grounds while we do have a lapse in play. Monbulk 7-5-47 still have the lead against Wooriallic 6-4-40. Jembrook Cockatoo 7-3-45 lead up by Tacoma 5-2-32. Wandon 6-9-45 lead Hillsville 2-2-14 and Alinda Ferny Creek 8-9-57 lead Mount Evelyn 3-5-23. Adam, take us through Division 1.
Division 1 Pakenham lead Yarra Junction 29-129 to 0-0 for Yarra Junction. Warburton and Millgrove leading Alexandra 7-8-50 to 3-6-24. Powtown, they're behind Belgrave 1-7-13 to Belgrave's 9-12-66, and Seville are leading Yay 8-9-57 to Yay's 1-2-8.
There we go.
Yarra Glen having the bye this week.
There's your scores from Division 1. Trent, take us through Division 1 Women's.
Division 1 Women's last night, Hillsville 6 goals 10-46 to Belgrave 3 behind. Mount Evelyn and Ferny Creek, no score update there as they're going into a huddle now. Pakenham 1 goal 6 went down to Upway Tacoma 7 goals 6-48.
There we go. Adam, take us through Division 2 Women's.
I can absolutely do that. I was just trying to get a better look at maybe what was going down on field at the moment. So
Stretcher has come over, but he has got up himself.
Using it, yeah. Wandon took care of Thornton Ilden 3-8-26 to 2-7-19. Seville beat Yay 6-7-43 to 4-4-28, I should say. Emerald beat Officer 4-5-29 to Officers 1-5-11. Warburton and Westburn having the bye this week.
There we go. In A-grade netball, Wandon 71 defeated Hillsville 40 in the match of the round. Emerald 56 defeated Rock 38. Monbulk 56 defeated Wooriallic 45. Jembrook Cockatoo 31 went down to Upway Tacoma 55, Mount Evelyn 59 defeated Linda Ferny Creek 26 to round out Premier Division A-grade netball. We'll then take a look at Division 1 A-grade netball. Pakenham 67 defeated Yarra Junction at 25, Warburton Millgrove 68 defeated Alexandra 16, Belgrave 66 defeated Powelltown 31, Seville 81 defeated Yay 19, and we are about to get play underway here once again at Chandler Recreation Reserve. Brady Snooks will have the kick-in duties. It is 43 points the difference. Emerald 9,963 to Officer 2,820. And it does look a little bit of sun might be poking out. A little bit brighter out there for the moment. So Snooks looks to the outer side of the ground, and that's where he'll go. High up and under ball. Knocked away, might work out. Maloney did well. Gathered the ball and then threw the ball onto the left boot. Looking for Westra. Couldn't quite stick the mark. He was in a 1-on-1. Ball comes to ground level once again. Heads towards the boundary line, and there will be a free kick here. So Hanson did pretty well, but unfortunately for him, he's given away the free kick. So Officer can continue to press. They need to try and find a goal out of this. Looking for gains. No mark could be taken by Davies. Was there high contact? No. Umpire calls them to go, and there will be a stoppage inside the forward 50 of the Kangaroos. So the umpire calls for it. Davies up against Gaines. Up it goes. Davies wrestles his way to the front, wins the tap, but it's a big chucked here by Allen. Kick towards goal. Westra has got it. Ooh. So he's playing as the deep forward, Josh Westra, in this second half, and he's got his first opportunity for goal. And I reckon he might run around on the right here. So crucial this goes through to get it back to 37, to give them some kind of life. Westra, what can the defender do? He has absolutely nailed it. Back to 37 points of difference. Much needed goal for Officer. Their first since the first quarter.
Could this be the move?
It could be, Trent. And as mentioned, they've got to attack. You can't worry too much about defence now when you're 37 points down. And more importantly, as Adam mentioned, it does give them a little bit more unpredictability going inside forward 50. Not always going to be going long to Seedsman.
Yeah, can free Seedsman up more now.
Exactly right. So I think this is definitely the move for Officer.
100%. A lot more free-flowing that movement was, just to get the ball down to Westra and let him be able to kick the goal. Emerald probably realising that maybe they don't put everyone on Seedsman, maybe spread out the duties a little bit, maybe Seedsman's open for the rest of the game.
So back in the middle once again, Sewer's got the handball away. Davies couldn't take it cleanly, but he did really well with the second effort. The big man gets the handball away, looking for Pepe, gathered it nice in the one hand, got the kick away just in time. Wadsworth, can he get under his control? Yes, he can, but he's tackled straight away, and the umpire calls for it. We'll have a stoppage forward to centre for Emerald. So Davies once again will do battle up against Gaines. Up it goes. Davies tried to smash it forward, but only got a fingertip to it. Here is Carasoni. Check side inside forward 50. Looking for Johnson. Oh, gee, the ball wobbled around. Johnson eventually gathers it. Swings around onto the right. High up and under ball. Kapanki is the deepest forward. Oh, he tried to go the one-hander. Couldn't do it. It was always going to be a tricky one in the wet. It was a big ask. Webber's in the area. On hands and knees. Jake Petter already kicked 3. Don't tell me he's got 4. He has! What a goal from Jake Petter. The captain's got 4.
That's huge from Jake Petter.
Trent, this has been the move of the game. I mean, he's been there all day, but he's usually an on-baller. He's kicked 4.
Yeah, as I mentioned, a contested ball. He's been a contested player this year. He's been, as I move over here, he's been averaging the 26 disposals, 7 clearances and 6.5 tackles, but he's moved forward. Hang on a second. I think it's gone through from behind.
Has it? Oh, is it really?
Oh, here we go, lads. Snooks to bring the ball back into play. Aiden's gone back to the scrapbook. Jeez, where's the wide out? Aiden needs the wide out.
Yeah, I do need the wide out. They're all getting around him too.
No, there was a big celebration, it was, but then I looked up and saw them set up there. I was like, hang on, why are you set up like that? Anyways, the play resumed play.
So he's 3 goals through. We're singing his praises and everything, Trent.
Let's hope he kicks 4 because I don't want to have to cross that out. But
yeah, I'm the same.
Ball to be thrown back into play. Davies will go up against Gaines here. This ball's thrown back into play. Davies got front position. Gaines, we got a little finger at the back, but it wasn't much to an impact. Ball at the bottom of the pack now. They try and get it through Mybus. Allen is there. Beddoes is also there. Couple of hitting shoulders there. Now they get out trapping. Handball over to Mybus. Back over to Beddoes. Beddoes is met with a big hip and shoulder. He's going to get a free kick for that. It was probably in the contest, and Beddoes has a little smile agreeing with it, I think, and the advantage is paid.
I think it's downfield.
It's downfield to Honey. Honey goes in short looking for Allen. Is going to be cut off. No, does well. So Nathan Allen probably within range here too. He plays on. Waste no time. Opens up the angle. Allen! Is it coming back? Yes, it is! Oh. He snuck it home. Didn't look like it was coming back, then does all the damage in the last second.
Oh. You're right, Trent.
Has a big hurricane just hit Emerald? Because where did that come from?
That ball
did not look like it was moving.
No, that ball was offline the entire time, and just when it needed to, it straightened up enough.
Can we get the cyclone warnings, like ratings out, or bloody hell?
Dawson, like a couple of years ago for Showdown, started all the way right and just snuck it home. It was very, very good to look at, right in line with the van. So got a very good look at it.
Most importantly, gets the margin back to 32 points of difference. They've kicked the last two, Officer. So back in the middle once again, Davies up against Gaines. So Officer suddenly have found a bit of momentum. We're nearly 20 minutes into the third quarter and they're not done with yet. Davies wins the tap. Got it down to Donadell, but he was tackled straight away, and we will have repeat stoppages in the middle of the ground. So can they find another one here, Officer? They've suddenly found some momentum where they just couldn't find it before. Gaines wins the tap. Plenty of place around this one. In goes Hutton. Gaines again too. And another stoppage. So this time Emerald gain a little bit of territory and get it forward to centre. So Davies will go up again in the ruck, up against Gaines. Up it goes. Gaines just got a little fingertipper on it. Ball comes to ground level. Waiting for it on the outside there was Valentine. Picked up nicely there by Wilson. Got it to Gajanovic. Gets the handle away just in time. Beautifully gathered by Donadell. Kick to half forward. He's turned
Another
over,
play down.
but the mark couldn't be taken by McGee. Handball came out by Snooks. Got it away to one of his teammates there in Beddoes, but he was tackled straight away. And this will be a stoppage at half forward for Emerald.
Trainer out right in front of us here.
Gajanovic.
Yeah.
And he looks pretty sore, although he's getting back up. I think he might be all right. Just a bit of a stinger.
He's going to come straight off.
He's going to come off, but
I think he's okay.
he's run himself off.
Just probably needs a bit of a breather. Up it goes. Davies taps back towards the corridor. Beddoes couldn't gather it cleanly. Through goes Gaines. McGee in the area too. Now Officer might be away here. Valentine eventually gets the ball under his control. Throws onto the left to a one-on-one. Gross couldn't stick the mark. Spalding is in the area. Will he escort it over? No, he wants to keep it in play. Interesting decision, but he will get the stoppage either way. So it's matched up there on Hamilton in the one-on-one. So it's going to be a boundary throw, and I didn't think that ball actually went out of play, to be honest. The field umpire just decided he didn't want to ball it up anyway. I know it is a ball. It is a ball up.
No, it's a throw-in.
Menzies got no idea. He thinks it's a boundary throw-in, so this will be an easy one for Gaines. Gets a little kick away. Menzies gets the ball under his control. Couldn't get the ball onto his boot, though. Wadsworth, was he out of play? Yes, he was. So all sorts of confusion there.
That's what happens when there's a ball up so close to the boundary. Everyone thinks you're a boundary throw-in. All of a sudden, Menzies was... Davies, was all the way out there. Menzies, this is an Essendon, boys.
Boundary throw-in. Up it goes. Menzies just tries to tap it back into the corridor. Carasoni paddles it forward, slipped over, paddles it forward again. Good second effort, but Officer got the numbers. Picked up by Snooks. Just missed the handball there to Beddoes. Ball heads towards the boundary line.
Ooh.
And it will find its way over. I don't think that'll be paid. No, it won't be. Boundary throw-in right in front of our broadcast position here at Chandler Recreation Reserve.
Davies. I reckon I said Menzies twice in 2 minutes.
So up it goes. Kapanki up against Honey. Honey will get to the front. That's a little bit short, and the umpire will just ask for a secondary throw-in.
Try it again.
Probably only fair. Honey was hoping it wasn't going to be called. Kapanki said, no chance, mate. So boundary throw-in. Take two. Here we go. Up it goes. Kapanki
That's beautiful.
Oh,
it's gone over the head.
Straight over the head of both the ruck when they went closer, and the umpire threw it much further that time. How unfortunate is that? But anyway, there's a whistle. Free kick for a hold. And this is going to go the way of the Bombers, and I think it's going to be Kapanki.
Kapanki will be the recipient here. Oh, we went to not waste no time to give the handball to Donadell, but opts not to and just slams it in long inside 450. Johnson's there, forms a pack, and he might have it because he had first grab, and the umpire's going to pay it too.
Yep.
Right call as well. So Johnson passes it off.
Good vision.
Really good vision. Is that Donadell down there?
I think it is Donadell. We'll just double check, but
Looks like him, but I'm going to wait for him to turn around before I say anything.
Donadell's already kicked one today as well. So this will be for seconds. Being a really good recruit, as you said, coming back from Upper Furchin Gully where he spent last season. Being a great asset in there for their midfield, Emerald. So Donadell looking for number 2. In he comes. Kick looked pretty good off the boot. Might just fade across though, and that it does. So Donadell unfortunately couldn't convert for his second, but has played a really good game so far.
Most certainly. So 9-11-65 now are the Bombers to 4-8-32 Officer.
24 minutes gone into the third quarter. We did have a moment of break, about a minute to two, sorry, with the player going down in the back pocket.
Well, all quarters are gone 29 minutes, so I reckon there's still going to be at least another 5 or 6 to go in this third quarter. Plenty of time for Officer.
No one within the range, so Snooks opts to just go play on, then goes wide looking for Ward, but this is going to be easily cut off and punched over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the ball to be balled back into play here. Kapanki and Honey. Geez, Honey's given up a fair bit of a height distance here. So he's battled hard and done his best. Ball's thrown. Honey goes in and gets it. It's going to be holding the ball. It's going to come back to Sois.
Didn't get rid of it legally.
Sois now with ball in hand. Plays on, then puts a floater, must I say, inside 50, but Johnson flies, unable to quite hang on to it. Now Officer try and get out of here. Allen with it, gives a handball over it, and then it's cut off there by the other coach, Johnson. Then he lets the other coach know. Bit of coach feeling out there. The ball's going to be thrown back into play here. Johnson makes his way back to the square. Davies this time against Honey. Honey gets the punch forward. Cross is there though, gets it for Emerald, then runs into 2 tackles. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. Ward and Allen, the 2 tacklers there. The ball's thrown up. Kapanki goes out the back, and he does that well. Kick inside forward 50. Can they make something of this here? Emerald. No, Hutton goes in and gets a handball over the top, and they've done this all right. They can get it moving for Maloney. Gets a kick moving forward, and it's a nice kick. And they might be out here into a bit of space as they move the ball forward here. Short kick to the wing. Got Honey in the middle, but the kick might just be off. Honey does well to make a contest, and Ward comes from the other way, steaming up the middle of the ground. Puts a kick inside 450, looking for Seadsman. Kick just travelled a bit too far over his head. Now Emerald can try and make something of this, although they've knocked into a bit of space. Gaines gets it, but he has his handball smothered. They go backwards, bit of thumble, and it's thumped over the line. Rush for a minor score. Jeez, there was pressure there. The rain that happened at halftime was in full effect there, showing. Full effect in the showing there with the slippery balls. They waste no time, bring the ball back into Donadell. Donadell comes wide, looking for a teammate in Spalding. He holds the mark here. Spalding now, one of the new recruits for Emerald from Yarra Junction. Goes wide. Back to Donadell. Donadell brings it in ball to Wadsworth. Wadsworth wastes no time to play on and then opts to go wide to the far wing. He's just put it into space and asks his teammate in Gross to work. Bailey Gross, that is. Now ball at the bottom of the pack on the far side of the ground. Snooks gets a handball over to Quatch. And he's going to get a free kick.
So free kick on the outer side of the ground to Antonio Quatch. 27 minutes have elapsed in the third quarter. Officer have got the margin back to 32 points. It was as much as 43. And they really need to try and find another goal before three-quarter time to give themselves a real good chance. They get the ball to about half-forward to 1-on-1. Seedsman can't quite get it over the back. Edwards gathered it beautifully. Gets a handball away just in time. Ball comes back to Wadsworth, who wants to retreat. He will kick across goal. That'll work out just fine to Kapanki. Kapanki's got a man out wide. It's Webb. Sporting will provide overlap run, but he won't go for him. Back into the middle of the ground. It's a pretty good kick in the end. Donadell, been pretty busy in this third quarter. Wants to wheel around onto the left. He'll go back to Webb, though. Webb again to the outer side. Interesting kick to Edwards, who's under all sorts of pressure. Got the handball away. Pepe being tackled there by Maloney. Ball at ground level. Pepe goes in again for seconds. Wadsworth got the handball away just in time. And now Emerald can go. Kick down the line. Bit of a wobbler to Carasoni. He's under all sorts of pressure. And now Officer are forced to turn over. They can go back the other way. High up and under ball looking for Seedsman, but it's over his head. And it will be a boundary throw in. At about half forward for the Kangaroos. Edwards doing pretty well against Seedsman to not allow him to take the mark. So now 28 minutes have elapsed in the third. Kapanki will go up in the ruck up against Honey, who's competed pretty well, but Kapanki has been the main man today in the ruck, so will be another boundary throw in. Half forward on the outer side of the ground. Kapanki to the front, wins the tap, got it to Wadsworth. Was he taken high? No, umpire calls him to go. Plenty of players on hands and knees. Heads towards the boundary line. Can someone keep the ball in play? Yes, they will for the moment. Emerald got the ball back. Kapanki throws the ball onto the right boot. 2 1-on-1. Oh, good strong mark is taken there. Beautifully done. It was that occasion by Little. Good intercept mark in the wet. Chips it short. That'll work out to Snooks, who's up the ground. Snooks. Oh, he's taken. Is it holding the ball? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Probably wasn't the wrong decision to take it on, but the execution wasn't there, and Brody Snooks has run down. And Emerald again forced a turnover. Long kick down the line to Johnson, who takes a good chest mark. It is paid. I think Johnson wanted a 25-metre penalty, but none forthcoming. Long kick to full forward. Petter again is the deepest forward. He won't get it over the back, though. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Maloney tracks it back, and he takes it over to safety. And we will have a boundary throw in the forward pocket for the Bombers.
So much space in that forward line just there. No one really seemed to have anyone under control. It seemed to be a pretty big free-for-all, and then ended up just over the boundary. So we'll see if Emerald can capitalise from this ruck contest.
It was Davies who tapped it back into the corridor. Kick off the ground by Seskus was touched on the line. Johnson is there too.
Not over yet.
Officer don't concede the behind. They'll take it over the boundary line. That was probably a better result for Emerald. They'll get another crack at it from the stoppage.
Too scared to be pinged for deliberate is my guess. You didn't want to punch it over the behind line. You say it in the AFL a lot.
So boundary throw in. Deep inside Emerald's forward 50. Ooh. Davies to the front. Wadsworth might get it out the back. Carasoni paddles it back into the corridor. Wadsworth just couldn't take it cleanly. Donadell. Here is Jake Petter for goal number 4. He's offline. Johnson maybe. Johnson's got it. And Dave Johnson, he can take 30 seconds off the clock. 3/4 time has to be close because 30 minutes have elapsed. We did have that stoppage in play, but all the quarters have only gone to 29. And Dave Johnson can potentially get the margin back out to 38 points of difference. This would be a dagger for Officer, who've worked so hard to trim the margin down. What can the Emerald coach do? Crucial kick this is for them. He makes no mistake. He puts it straight over the goal umpire's cap. Back to 38 points of difference. Emerald 10-11-71 to Officer 4-9-33. Adam, that's got to hurt.
It certainly does. Officer spent this entire quarter just trying to slim down that margin. They've been playing some real good football, really good connective footy, and then just for Emerald to sort of plug back in, get it down to their forward 50 and make really good use of everyone involved. It was actually quite impressive. Do you reckon Petter's taking that he's going to claim that as a pass?
Well, I think it's the second time he's had a flying shot at goal, Trent, that didn't quite work out for a goal, but did work out as a mark.
Square, yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've rubbed that from my memory, that first one. And I'm sure he would like us to as well.
Anyway, it's back in the middle once again.
So ball's back in the middle, ready to be balled back up. Honey against Kapenki. They're waiting for something here. The umpire
to get back to their post, I think.
They had plenty of time, but ball thrown back at Penke again. Honey almost didn't go up and went to Rovers, an extra midfielder. And he's worked out all right because he's got the clearing kick to Seedsman, who takes the mark.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
McKimmie puts his head down in disbelief. He's done a really good job on Seedsman all day. Seedsman just kicked the one. Have Gaines and Wester in the square if this does fall short.
Has to go through, Trent. Has to go through.
Seedsman, in he comes. Such an important kick. Kick of 45-50. Seedsman, kick is very much online. The distance is no problem. He's put it straight through.
That's fantastic, that is.
He puts it through for his second, and there's the sign for 3/4 time. Could that be something they can go into the break with a bit of hope after that?
Could give them a bit of momentum, Trent. That was a beautiful set shot kick. It never looked like missing, and Seedsman does get the mark away in the final quarter. It is Kapanki and Honey. What will happen? We will know in about half an hour's time. And Honey didn't jump, so Kapanki got a pretty easy tap, but it was sharked beautifully by Allen in the end. He gathered it cleanly. And this is going to be the first centre clearance going the way of the Kangaroos. High up and underboard. Oh, Mark was nearly taken, but just spilled at the last moment. This might be a chance now. Seedsman taps it back into the corridor. Did well to get it to Hamilton. Another opportunity. Hamilton to Seedsman. Canute can put him inside forward 50, but he's turned it over. It was Myber, in fact, who put him inside forward 50. So good intercepting mark was taken there by White Hanson. Kicks across goal and did well to get it to Ethan Gross. Gross up the corridor to Lewis. Oh, Lewis spilled the mark. Dangerous times now for the Bombers. Ward handballs back into the corridor. Little couldn't take it cleanly. Socket forward. No mark can be taken. Another handball comes away. Westra's in the air, but eventually Emerald get the ball clear. Long kick out of the defensive 50. No mark can be taken. In the area was Wadsworth, but the ball trickles over the boundary line and it will be thrown back into play.
Again, it's that making the most of your inside 50 opportunities there. Officer just couldn't get it to the right bloke who was available, and be able to have a shot on goal. So Emerald rebounded back to centre wing.
No, you're spot on, Adam, because it was pretty frantic. They were pretty nervous, the Emerald defenders, but they worked it out in the end. So Kapanki gets front position on Honey. He tries to tap back into the corridor, but it is Officer who win the ball back. They get it to about half forward. Hanson couldn't gather it cleanly. This might be an opportunity for the Kangaroos. Seedsman, long kick towards goal. Is going to float offline. Westra! Oh, he just couldn't get the front position in the end. And the ball trickles over the boundary line and it will be thrown into play. So Westra looked a chance there once again. He hasn't looked terrible up forward. He's at least provided them with a little bit more variety as they go inside. So boundary throw in deep inside the Kangaroos forward 50. Can they find a goal here? Seedsman will go up in the ruck. Taps back into the corridor. This is dangerous times for Emerald. Hamilton it was who couldn't gather the ball cleanly. Plenty of players on hands and knees. Umpire circling. And it will be a stoppage inside forward 50 for Officer.
So deep inside the forward 50 here for Officer. If they can get a quick one early, could make it a little bit interesting. So the ball's thrown up. No Ruckham Crilly got their hands. Allen's there trying to get the ball out, and that he does. But he might be pinned because he has taken the tackle on here. The umpires was a bit lenient and let him go. He probably didn't have pride, but he was there with one arm trying to fend off about two people. So the ball to be balled back up here. Seedsman's going to go up for Officer against Kapanki. Kapanki still manages to get the tap down, but also get the ball out the back. Then a kick towards goal from Allen, just off the line, not even going to make the distance. Wester is there, can't manage to get it. So Emerald now can pounce off half back. Can it might be taken the far side? Yes, it can.
Great desperation there by McKimmie.
So Dempsey now with ball in hand. Goes up the line, looking for Johnson, just over his head. Trying to gather it ground was Gazard. The ball still managed to stay in play. Officer can try and get it on the rebound. There's a whistle being blown for another ball in play, so they'll have to reset play here. But Officer have come out the box starting this quarter pretty well. Blowing a few chances, though. They would like to try and convert a bit more when they go inside forward 50 because they've had a fair few already.
No, you're right, Trent. Absolutely spot on.
So the ball back to be thrown back into play. Davies and Honey to go at it. Honey gets the tap from the back. Here they can go forward. Kick inside forward. 50 can might be taken. Seedsman coming through the front. Westra coming from the other way. Westra picks it up. Gives the handball out the back. Then they go with the handball wide to Ward. Ward, short kick over to Seedsman. He's got it. That could be 25. That should be 25. But the umpire says no. In what world is that not 25, Aiden?
They've been pretty lenient all day on free kicks. I think because of the wet conditions, but you're right, Trent. That was very late. Patrick McKimmie, in fact, very lucky to get away with that one.
Tucked up on the boundary here, Seedsman looking to line up for goal number 3. Very lively fellow in our pre-game chat. We had spoke to him. Very laid back and very loud. Seedsman comes in for number 3. Kick is on his way. Kick might just go across the face. Oh, it's hit the post. 2 goals, 2 for the afternoon for Seedsman.
5-10-40 now with the Kangaroos to Emerald 10-11-71. Seedsman was unable to convert.
31 points the margin with Gross to bring it back in.
So he comes out wide looking for Johnson, who's got front position. No mark can be taken, but I think there's a free kick here for a push. So Ashley Allen has given one away. So Dave Johnson, even though the kick wasn't quite to his advantage, he still gets the ball in his hands. Johnson loads up on the right, sends it down the line, looking for Davies. Honey got rid of him. Wadsworth to the front. Opportunity for Gazza, but they're forced to turn over. Here's another opportunity for Ashley Allen. Handballs back towards the corridor. Eventually they force it side forward 50. Off the boot there of Kinder, but he's turned it over. And Luke Spalding has been a little bit quiet today. Hasn't quite reached his usual lofty standards. He goes out wide to Kajanovic. So Kajanovic won't pull the trigger. Comes back towards the corridor. It's a dangerous one because Quatch is in the area. He couldn't quite take the mark. Little goes back to Antonio Quatch. Can he kick the first goal of the last quarter? You bet he can. He has absolutely nailed it. They get it back to 25 points the difference. 6-10-46 to 10-11-71. Antonio Quatch with his second.
Dancing around blokes left, right and centre just then. You can see one of the Emerald defenders who was, I think, originally Quatch's man, had fallen over for it, even taking the footy up, and then walked around 2 blokes and just went, I'll slot this one, thank you very much. Not a lot of celebration from him because I think he knows there's work to do, but absolutely, Officer are still in this.
That's what he's saying, Adam. A bit of dirty dancing action going on at the forward line there.
But really important that was. They get the first of the last quarter. Might just make Emerald a bit nervous. And I don't think Emerald have had the ball in their forward 50 yet this last quarter. So they are winning the territory battle. But as Adam mentioned, they have had multiple opportunities. That was probably the 4th or 5th that they eventually made work. So they've got to be a bit cleaner. Davies wins the tap.
Snooks has also gone in the midfield.
So scrimmage ball, well, he is a major ball winner. But here we go. Dale Carasoni can put the Bombers inside forward 50. No, he hands responsibility off to Wadsworth. Comes back to Carasoni. Petter's the deepest forward. Can he get a soccer over the back? He wins the foot race. Jake Petter. He claims it. What does the goal umpire say?
Not sure. Oh,
it's a goal. Petter's got his fourth. Well done, Jake Petter, and Emerald get the instant response. That has got a hurt officer. They did all the hard work to get that first one, and within seconds, the Bombers get it back out to 31.
Jeez, I would have hated to be the goal umpire on that line. Trying to decide that one.
That would have been a tough one, Trent, but he was right there. We'll back him in, and more importantly, Trent, we don't have to scribble out the fourth.
Yeah, that's the best part.
But a little bit of bad news. I think that Petter's grabbing on his right hamstring.
Oh, he is too.
So that last.
Yeah, no, he's in. Oh, yep.
Yeah, he's cooked.
String.
For those listening at home and not watching, maybe so.
Best on-ground performance in an injured player.
Yeah, no, true. Petters, to kick that last goal, has done the good old soccer tackle over the line, and I reckon he might have pulled a hammy in the process.
He looks very sore. He's getting all the assistance.
As obviously get a free kick in the middle for a throw. So they get an opportunity to send one into their forward 50.
So they can go back inside their forward 50 here. Ward trying to win them one-on-one battle, unable to. So now they can go back.
I reckon they tried to get Peters a suspension.
To throw the ball back into play.
I've read the sign over there is what I've done. They tried to get him a possession as he was walking off with his hamstring.
Well, you're trying to say they're trying to get Jake Petter a suspension. I mean, he's probably going to miss a few weeks anyway, Adam.
The ball's thrown back into play. It does fall short. Honey does his best to try and get his hand to it, but Donadale mops it up. An interesting kick. Hutton gets the important punch moving forward. Now Seedsman has 3. Can't get it. Sorry, he has 2. Sorry. Now they go forward. Quash, but he's going to get... Quash could have gone for number 3, but they're going to get pinned for an incorrect disposal, so Emerald can bring a side of relief. Beddoes was the one. As they go up the middle of the ground, but it's not going to go anywhere. Snooks is there, parks his underneath it, but making a good contest there for Emerald was Wilson. Now they can go forward and wide to Johnson. But no, they're good pressure laid there. But Johnson could get it back on the handball if the bounce favours him. Tries to get the knock on over the top. Doesn't quite work. It's opposite now with ball in hand. What are they going to do? They need to try and move this ball quickly. Little now. Kick up the line. Quatch makes a contest and makes a really good one in the end to force it for a boundary throw-in. Knew he wasn't going to make it, so he made them try and earn the mark, and now they can reset play.
Quatch has been everywhere this whole game. Seriously, there's been not very many passages of play without him having a touch or an involvement in it.
Hey, right, Adam, his work rate has been through the roof.
Davies, the standalone ruck, he tries to go over the top to Donadale. Donadale grabs it, but he's met with a 2-man tackle. Honey's done that a couple times because he's very undersized. He's saying he's going up in the ruck, but then just stays down and plays that extra mid.
Which honestly, I think I rate that considering of the way the ruck contests have gone. If you know that you're not going to win them, then you may as well play second rover. As
the ball goes back inside 450 for Emerald, diving forward. Johnson didn't quite get it. Seskis gets a little kick forward, but offside now with ball in hand. But they've turned it over. Donadale towards goals, and he's got it. Donadale's got 3, I believe. Two.
That was just
2 goals, 1.
37 points of difference. That is going to make it very hard for Officer now.
Another really good game. A good player this game is Jordan Donadale's been everywhere.
Particularly in the second half, he's really come to life, kicked a couple of goals, and as you say, Trent has been very, very busy.
Who are you getting your 3 votes at the moment, Aiden?
Oh, gee, it's tough. I mean, Kapanki's been so good. Donadale, Petter's kicked 4. There's a few players there. Then you look at now, Antonio Quatch has been so good. Snooks for Officer, but I mean, you probably got to give it to one of the Emerald players at this stage because you think it's probably just a bit early yet, but with a 37-point lead, 10 minutes into the last, it's going to be a big ask for Officer to come back and win it from here.
Now, they're having a really good long talk with Honey. I wonder. Interesting. And Wadsworth now comes off the bench, so Suarez goes from the midfield down to the half-forward line. Kapenki's in the forward line, and Davies to take the ruck work. So a bit of chess playing going on there. Moving the pieces. There's a bit of talk on the umpires aren't in their positions yet.
No, they're not. So Bandra umpire eventually will get back to the corner of the square. So it's back in the middle. Davies up against Honey, as Trent D'Alton mentioned. And Emerald have stretched the margin out to 37 points. Not quite the biggest of the game, but pretty close. It was 43 in the third. So up it goes once again. Davies flies early, wins a tap and gets it down to that man, Donadale, once again. His handball, though, didn't quite hit the target. And now there might be a chance here. Kinder can send Officer inside forward 50, and he's found Seedsman.
Seedsman on his own.
He had plenty of room to work with there, Adam.
He did have the player there, but he broke away early and got into space, and I think Who's the player that's playing on this? So McKimmie was running back towards goal because he thought they were going to go long with the clearing kick, so he was trying to make his way back.
So Mark Seedsman from 40 out directly in front.
So in other words, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yep. 2 goals, 2 on the afternoon. This just has to go through. There is no other way about it. To get it back to 31 points of difference, to give Officer maybe one last bit of hope. In he comes. It looks pretty good off the boot. Does it hold the line? He's hit the post again. He's had a couple of posters today. 2 goals, 3 for Seedsman.
All 3 of those posters?
Definitely 2. 6 goals, 11.47 to 12.11.83. It's an even 6-goal margin now for Emerald. Beautifully won from Honey out the back. Takes the intercept mark. So they can reload the Kangaroos. Beautiful chipping ball inside forward 50, and he's found a man. They'll get another look here, the Kangaroos. Hamilton with a shot at goal.
He doesn't look very confident.
No. So Hamilton also from about 40 out on a slide angle. So just moments ago, like I said with Seedsman, this just has to go through. There is no two ways about it. To get it back to 5 goals the difference. 12 minutes have elapsed in the last quarter. And that man there, Jack Hamilton, has a chance to give his side a bit of life. In he comes with a slow, deliberate approach. He starts at left. It's coming back. It's not going to make the distance. And Spalding on the last line of defence takes the intercept mark. But he might have turned it over here. No, Wilson taps back into the corridor just at the last moment. Through comes Snooks. Here's an opportunity again for Officer. Can they get the ball back inside forward 50? No, the umpire calls for a stoppage. So Emerald hold up for the moment defensively. Right in front of the scoreboard on the outer side of the ground. Up it goes. Kapanki wins a tap, try to get it down to Wadsworth. Lewis couldn't take it cleanly. Here is Carasoni, and he breaks away from him. Gets the ball to about half forward. Flies over the top. David Johnson. He's in a one-on-one up against Ashley Allen. Couldn't take the ball cleanly. Allen paddles the ball in front of himself. Johnson now finds himself in a 2-on-1. Coming across to help out Allen was McGee. Plenty of numbers surround the ball now, so Officer have done that really well to get numbers back and not allow Johnson to win the one-on-one. So a stoppage at half forward here for Emerald. Honey again to do battle in the ruck. Up it goes once again. Davies couldn't quite get the fingertippers on it. Ball looks to come back into the corridor. On hands and knees there was Snooks. Once again finds himself at half back. Davies tracks the ball to the boundary line, but it will be thrown back into play. Still forward to centre for Emerald.
So they throw the ball back into play here. How long? The binoculars are in the way. And how many minutes? How many minutes have we gone? Sorry,
nearly 14.
Nearly 14. No worries. As the ball, so getting into probably the second half of this quarter at least. As you said, they're being all gone 29 minutes. Honey off to go out of the ruck. Davies goes back and gets it. The umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up. So we'll see what the Honey looks like he's running out of the ruck, and yes, he's not going to take the ruck. I'm trying to see who it is even. Looks like Maloney. So they're really switching it around here. Davies knocks it forward, looking for Seskis. Unable to take it cleanly. And the umpire blows his whistle to throw the ball up. Yeah, they're really throwing around. Let's see if Maloney chucks his hand up again. Let's have a look. No one's got their hand up for Officer yet. Maloney comes from the side. I didn't see his hand go up. But anyways, they're in pursuit now. Hamill at the top looking for Wadsworth. Wadsworth now gets it. Now they're trying pursuit here. Do Officer. Short kick. Work out a right to Hamilton. Hamilton, who had a shot on goal earlier, just falling short. Down the line to the pack forming. Maloney is there. Kapanki is there. Couldn't quite hold the mark. Could open up the chance. Officer to go here. But now they link up for a few hands. Emerald. Then a big up and under kick. Just who wants to mark it? Flying high to Hamilton. And he's copped to Wadsworth on the way through. And the out of field umpire is going to give the free kick away.
Wadsworth the recipient.
So Wadsworth now. Waste no time playing on. Ward nearly comes in, cuts it off. Looking for Lewis. Lewis can't quite hold the mark. She's going to trickle over the boundary line for a boundary throw at the top of the 50 mark here for Emerald.
So Kapanki won't contest this one. He's going to sit behind the ball right in front of us here.
So the ball to be balled back into play here. So it'll be Davies and Maloney again. So Davies gets the better of the tap. Donadale gets a handball moving forward. Now they get a kick moving here. Can they make something of this? Ball at the bottom of the pack. Big tackle laid there. Umpire calls the ball to be balled up, and he's carried through with the tackle a little bit there, but it's all good. The ball ready to be balled back up here. Davies again. Still can't see. Oh, it's because he's coming from the side. And Maloney gets the tap down here. Lewis comes in and meets it. Lewis now at the top of the 50, puts a kick inside 450. Johnson, can he get there? Not quite, but chasing hard after. Can they keep the ball in play? No, it's going to trickle over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in to resume play deep in the forward pocket here for Emerald.
So boundary throw-in, as Trent mentioned, deep inside Emerald's forward line. Carasoni looked pretty dangerous there, but he just couldn't win the foot race to the boundary line. So one more goal here for Emerald should do it. They've got a 36-point margin for the moment. 42 points is just going to be too much for Officer. And I think that's going to be recalled, that boundary throw-in. So 6.5 have elapsed in the final quarter. And been a pretty solid performance here today by the Bombers. Probably the big difference is taking their opportunities going inside forward 50. The Kangaroos just been a bit wasteful when they've got it down there. So boundary throw-in once again. Up it goes. It was Davies who won the ball from the back. Davies, kick out of the pack. Goes out wide. Johnson, will he keep it in play? No, he won't. Once again, the ball finds its way over and it will be thrown back into play once again. But they locked the ball down there into the ground to the Bombers, more importantly.
Davies did really well to fend off the amount of people he had on him just to get a kick away.
You're absolutely right, Adam. So tap back into the corridor. No officer players can take it cleanly. Seskus is tackled straight away. He received the handball from Dempsey, but the officer defenders got to him just in time. So Davies again up against Maloney in the ruck. Up it goes. Dangerous times again for Officer. They might get the ball clear though. Oh, beautifully done by Snooks. Got the handball away just in time. Check side out of the pack, but intercept mark is taken. And it is Ewan Wadsworth, who may as well go back and have a shot at goal, because all they've got to do here is just run time off the clock.
I was going to say how impressive it was for Officer to get it out of that defensive 50. It looked really nice. They had a couple of good plays together and just all of a sudden it landed in the lap of Wadsworth.
So Wadsworth hasn't troubled the scorers yet today. Swings out on a bit of an arc from right on the paint. And he's got it. 42 points the difference. 13-11-89 Emerald to Officer 6-11-47.
Aiden, are you ready?
It's over. 8.5. The Bombers are home. It's been a strong performance by them today. It was a relatively high-stakes game. Not a pretty high-stakes game, but early on in the season to get off the bottom of the ladder, and they've done really well considering. So Ewan Wadsworth with his first goal. And most importantly, probably seals the game for Emerald now. It's going to be a big mountain to climb for Officer as the ball comes back into the middle of the ground. Kapanki will go back up in the ruck for Emerald, and Honey will go back up for Officer.
I was still holding out a little bit of hope for Officer in this last quarter, but Emerald have just shown that they're so strong.
Well, the first 5 or 6 minutes, Adam, were really good, but just the theme of the day, they just weren't able to convert the opportunities. Emerald have been able to. Kapanki just wins his own centre clearance, nearly turned it over. Officer do get the ball moving forward for the moment. Little handball came off Canute, comes out wide. Here is another opportunity for Officer to go inside forward 50. Little short kick works out to Hamilton. Hamilton comes back towards the corridor and he's missed the target. An Emerald will counter-attack once again. Beautifully gathered here by Gazzard, it looks like. It's not Gazzard, it's Dempsey. Kicks to half forward. Looking for Johnson. Couldn't stick the mark. Hutton did really well on the one-on-one. Ball spills to ground level. Johnson goes in hard. Here is Maloney. Got the handball away. Donadell nearly intercepted. And it's going to be a free kick to the Kangaroos.
Either holding or a dangerous tackle or something.
It's going to go Maloney's way. Maloney assesses the options down the line. No one really coming at him, so he'll just load up in the right boot and send it long. Looking for Seedsman, who will fly, but he won't be able to take the mark. There were just too many Emerald players there. Tracking it back nicely for the Bombers was Hanson. He's under pressure, though. Valentine taps towards a boundary line. Through came Kapanki. Got it back to Wilson, and a strong tackle is laid, and we'll have another stoppage this time forward to centre for Officer.
Yeah, so as we move forward here, we're getting so close to the end of the game now. What are we, 20 minutes? Or 21?
Yep,
is that?
20 and a half.
20 and a half minutes. So about 8 minutes probably to go in the game at the most. Kapanki moves it forward with the punching fist. Honey goes in and gets a handball out, but it's a slippery ball, can't quite try to be controlled, and a tackle is laid. And the shirt's only ripped in the tackle as well. As we go, ball to resume play, to be brought back into play here. So boundary umpire Kapanki will go up against Honey. Honey, the behind position. Kapanki goes out the back again and does that well. They move the ball forward, high up and under. Johnson's in the region. Can he hold the mark? Not quite. Almost crumbing, but Johnson goes back and gets it. Unable to hold the mark there. So Canute gets a handball out. Now they clear the kick. Looking for Westra, it looks like. Westra moves the ball forward. Inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken out the back? Seaman there. Can he pick it up? He's kicked 2 goals, 3 for the afternoon. They're trying to get another goal on the board to at least make it look a bit better. It's going to be a free kick, matter of fact. It's going to go the way of Officer. So here's their opportunity to get on the board. I think it might be... I think it might be Beddoes. Can we just fix... Yeah, it's Beddoes, so we'll have the recipient of this kick. We'll kick this all 45. Tightish angle. I think he'll go for his motions now. And he comes. Kick of 40-45. And he comes. Kick looks okay off the boot. It's just across the face. Doesn't quite hold its line. So Taj Beddoes with the minor score there for Officer. Emerald with a commanding victory here in this game. It's Gross to bring the ball back into play here. Up the ground, a nice, neat kick. He does that really well. Gets it over to Wilson. Wilson, again, up the ground to Wadsworth. Wadsworth opted to go the handball back to Wilson, but then decides not to. Pulls back, then goes wide and long. Neat kick. Quatch is in the area, though. You know, something always happens there. And there he is diving all over the ball, but it's Emerald who get out here. And they get a kick moving forward inside 450, but it's going to be cut off here by the skipper, Maloney. Maloney brings the ball up the middle to Hutton. Hutton opts to go wide. Can they get it here, keep it in play? Yes, they do. Oh, nice, really great, strong tackle and fight there. Thrown to play. Really, really good tackle there by Oscar Dempsey. It was fighting to lay the tackle there on Tyler Canute. I thought they'd put enough in with the block there, but he just fought through it and didn't give up.
And they all came from all angles to get around him too.
Kempenki, Honey now, handball out. Can Officer try and get a clearing kick moving forward. Hutton now, ball in hand, short down the line. Unable to hold the mark with Snooks. Snooks goes back in and gets it, but he's met with a strong tackle. A rolling tackle even by Wilson. So the ball to be balled up here, right near the Emerald interchange bench. So the ball's thrown back into play. Kapenki wins the tap down. Snooks with ball in hand. Just puts the boot on the ball. Does it stay in? Yes, it does. But it's going to be a mark taken by the Emerald player in White Hanson.
So Hanson comes back into the corridor. That's a really good kick as well to Sewers. Won't pull the trigger just yet. Just chip short down the line to Wadsworth. Ewan Wadsworth, who kicked a goal a few minutes ago. Oh, he's run himself in a little bit of trouble. Handballs out to Gajanovic, who can put him inside forward 50. The kick over the head of Johnson, though. No mark can be taken. Little eventually gathers the ball under his control. Handballs it forward, and this should work out for Officer. He gets the ball moving forward, looking for Westra, but he's missed the target. Seedsman came up to meet it. Ball stays in. Emerald to force the interception. Here is Spalding. Nearly missed the target with a handball. It should work out, though, here to Bailey Gross. Sends Emerald back inside forward 50. Gazzard! Oh, he just couldn't stick the mark. Thumped away from him, and it'll be a boundary throw-in inside the forward 50 of the Bombers. Who are definitely home now. Nearly 25 minutes in the last. 41 points adrift. It's a pretty important win, this one. And they've come through on their home deck. So boundary throw-in once again. And they can just play it safe now, Emerald. Up it goes. So Honey won it from the back. Nearly shucked by Gazzard. But once again, a hard ball to gather, given the slippery conditions. So another stoppage inside forward 50 for Emerald. Davies and Honey to do battle in the ruck. Up it goes. Davies tries to get it back into the corridor. Again, the ball heads for the boundary line. Little does he keep it in play. He did momentarily. Handball comes away. A real scrambly ball. Little goes in hard once again, but Emerald to force the turnover. Now they can get the ball away. Allen gets the handball moving up the line. They've run themselves into trouble again, though. Wadsworth did well to break it up, and he'll send the Bombers inside forward 50. Carasoni gathers it cleanly. Oh no, he lost it. He did gather it cleanly, and then the ball slipped out of his grasp. So Officer get away with one. They'll clear the ball out of the defensive 50. No, boundary throw-in.
Thought he did really well to break through, and then just all of a sudden lost all grip on the footy. Couldn't get through. And so, you know, that's another one that Officer probably they've come away with the winning stick, I think.
So boundary throw in deep inside Emerald's forward 50. Up it goes. Honey with front position, but again, Kapanki wins it. Carasoni, does he soccer off the ground? No. Maloney is in there, offers to get a clear and kick for the moment, but Wadsworth, oh no, he couldn't stick the mark. It was a tricky one. Here we go. Long kick to goal. Off the boot of Gajanovic. It's going to be cut off on the line.
It's going to be caught on the line.
So doing really well there was Little. Long kick to Hamilton, but thumped away by Hanson. And he gets it over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back into play once again. 26 and a half have elapsed in the final quarter.
Maybe a minute, I reckon.
Can't be long left. 29-16 was the first. 29-06 was the second. 32-14 was the third. But that was including the stoppage in play for the injury. So back it comes. Kapanki. His tap was sharked momentarily, but no one could take it cleanly. Unable to gather it there for the Kangaroos was Beddoes. Huge numbers around the ball. Beddoes eventually gets it clear to Snooks. Pepe will send the Bombers inside forward 50, and Davies can't take the mark. Picked up by Dempsey. Handballs through a couple of officer players. Maloney forces the turnover. Can he get a handball away? Yes, he can. Emerald still looking dangerous, though. Seskis tries to come back into the corridor. Lewis was taken in a dumping tackle, and we will have a stoppage inside forward 50 again for Emerald.
So inside the forward 50 here. Bit of push and shove going in too. Snooks wasn't happy with a Wilson treatment. This ball will be thrown back into play here. Wilson's very, very grumpy at the moment. I mean, Snooks so. Grabbing it out of the ruck is Davies. Snap towards goal. The bounce just doesn't favour it. And it's deep inside the forward pocket here. And it's going to be trickled over the boundary line for a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket here for Emerald. So, ready to ball the ball back into play here. Two rucks to go at it. Honey and Davies. Ball thrown back into play. Honey went early. Davies got the punch from the behind. Big tackle laid. Almost picked him up and went to go the German suplex there. Oh, the belly to belly. But puts him down. Now the ball up. Davies grabs it out of the ruck, then tries to get a boot on the ball, but doesn't quite get it. Could almost be pinned hole on the ball, but the umpire blows his whistle to ball this ball up.
You get a sense that Emerald sort of know that they're just trying to run out the clock now, and an officer are just trying to do everything they can to not let them concede again, not let them overtake them with percentage.
Definitely, for sure. Definitely. The ball's thrown back up here. Davies front position gets the tap down, then opts to try and grab it again, but the ball's going to skiddle out. Can they get in clean position here? Donadell goes in. It's going to be a danger. What?
No, hold
the ball. Oh, okay, yep. We'll go with that one. Yeah. So it'll be brought back into play up the middle of the ground here. Can they try and make some of this? No, it could be turned over. Sewers comes in the other way, but they've managed to mop it back up a little bit better. Looking for Little. This one kick didn't quite make it to him. Now Emerald, they've kicked it the wrong way, but it's going to work out all right. To Spalding. Spalding go back to Gross. Gross now just goes wide, and just to run down the clock, just takes the easy kick. Now they go back.
Must be only a minute left.
This is when you know the game is right near the end. And that's the end of the game. And Emerald have their second win of the season down here at home. They've won this battle very comfortably in the end by 41 points, 13-11-89. Emerald defeating Officer 6 goals, 12-48.
Pretty crucial victory early on in the season. You're absolutely right, Trent. And it was pretty even at quarter time, but from there on, the Bombers were just the better side. And the big difference in the game, Adam, was just the conversion inside forward 50 when the Bombers went in.